Johnson.
Johnson? Okay.
Yes, Johnson.
Sergeant Johnson.
How do you spell it? Is it Johnston? Johnston? Or something else?
Let me type it out. It's like JOHNSON.
Oh, Johnson. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Alright. Thank you. Ming, you're up. So, let's see, you've got... your character was killed. Quite unfortunate. Treble was one of our best. So let's get you a new one rolled up. First step is ability scores, and it sounds like what I saw earlier, actually. You guys already rolled in the chat somewhere?
For me?
For Ming?
For Ming? I don't think he did.
He didn't? Okay. No worries. I know some of you did. It's okay. Ming, are you with us? You might have to come back to him. Okay. Alright, we'll move on to honestly. So honestly, Arthur was of course killed, right? He was almost there. He had 5 XP at the end. Your new character, you already rolled your scores, right?
Yeah, I sent them, and I pinged you with them.
Okay, and this is in dice rolls, right? So, alright, so, oh, nice, okay. So 17, 7, 10. Right.
Yeah.
Very good start. Let's see. Alright, then you also have 11, 11, 16.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first move is to choose your class after this.
Fighter.
Fighter. Alright, hit points, go and roll a d8.
D8. 1d8?
Yes. All good, Ming. I'll get to you in after this.
It's not a flash. Roll 1, that's 1d8. I did not do that right today.
It's okay. Try again. Slash roll space 1d8. No space.
Oh, perfect. It's gonna be like really bad, isn't it? 6, okay.
Alright, yeah, that's good. So 6, your adjustment is 0. Okay, go ahead and roll 3d6 for money, unless you want to take the basic fighter equipment list.
No, I want to get my own shit.
Yeah, good idea, because you're going to be inheriting things in a moment, I think.
Oh, 3D what?
3d6, yeah.
6, okay. 8. Yeah, 8.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to annotate. Arthur was killed by hobgoblins, of course, but everything of his was brought back to town. So, remains carried back.
I think I had grenades.
In, down. Right, because your comrades, they did not leave you guys' gear behind. They carried you all back. You were properly buried. And of course, your remains are passed on to your next of kin. Fortunately, that's nice of them to have done. You guys were able to start with, won't have to start from complete scratch, pretty much. Just gonna annotate
Yeah.
this real quick.
Yeah.
Remains and down. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so first of all, you rolled 8 coppers, right? This is the heir of Arthur, right?
Yeah. This is actually Arthur the Second's gonna be Christian.
Okay. Yep. So, heir is Christian. Is that your name, right? Christian.
Yes.
Christian. Okay. Right, and next is gonna move this. All this gear here is gonna be inherited, so they brought it back. So, unless you want someone to be buried with Arthur, but otherwise the typical is he's gonna be buried with his clothing at the very least, right?
I'll bury the sword with him. Yes.
Right, that's nice of you. Buried your predecessor's sword with him. Sword and scabbard, right? Let's see. Someday people can visit his grave, right? And if they're really mean, they can rob him. Okay. Wow, he's dead. Alright. All of this was inherited.
Yeah.
I will have to note, Arthur was, he was killed by hobgoblins, particularly he was shot in the back of the head, right? So, his helmet is dented.
Oh, shot in the back of the neck,
Back of the
right?
neck, right? So, yeah, the neck armor is dented, it's been punctured. Typically, the helmet has neck armor too, especially a heavy, but it's sometimes a little weaker than the rest of the armor, so it's got to remain flexible sometimes. Not always. But
How much would it be to repair that?
Yep, there is a repair fee. It is a 10% of the armor's value, so typically it's about 1 copper, but depending on how heavy the piece of armor is, a heavy helmet is cheap to repair, it's just 1 copper.
Okay, I'll repair it.
Alright, sounds good. Let's see. Did you know that you had 2 helmets on? Or you're not wearing them, but you have 2 helmets. So you should probably sell one, yeah. Or if you want, you can...
Sell the light helmet. Sell the normal helmet.
The normal one? Okay, so...
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, you can sell that, get some extra money for it. Oh yeah, the reason why you have 2 is because one is your starting helmet, that's why. So, if you want, you can actually bury Arthur with his helmet and just upgrade your helmet to a fresh helmet that you don't have to repair. A little more expensive, but I mean, if you're gonna leave Arthur with some character when he dies, right? Because whatever he goes buried with is what he gets in this afterlife, right? When you guys play campaigns like, you know, maybe Paladin in Hell, right? You gotta start with the gear you died with, right? So, let's see. Alright, you're gonna let him keep his helmet? Okay.
Yeah.
His dented helmet. When he gets to Hell, right? He's gonna have it still.
So, why am I going to hell?
Most of them do, right? They're greedy, selfish bastards. That's what the adventurers are. The only ones that might go to heaven are clerics usually. You're a murderer. You get paid to murder and kill, right? And steal. So.
I didn't kill anyone. What? I
Oh.
killed a 14-year-old boy.
Alright. Let's see. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, Arthur, maybe he's going to heaven. He might have been a good person, right? I mean, he's very young. He was brand new, so. Alright.
Yeah.
Dented heavy helmet, broadsword, scabbard, all buried within his clothing. Everything else was inherited. So let's, did I already paste it? Yeah, looks like I did. So yeah, Christian has a heavy gamson. He has his own helmet, which is listed down here somewhere. There it is. Yeah.
Is the helmet normal or is it
He has a normal one, but we can upgrade it real quick for 5 coppers. You have
okay.
8 on you right now, so we'll do that right now. And then you're gonna get your inheritance funding as well, which is huge. Okay. So inheritance funding, you get 50 from the amount of fame Arthur accumulated. That was like social class, right? It was worth 5 gold,
Okay.
so you got 5. You because of his social status, his standing in the world, his fame, you got to start with a better life, and you got starting with additional 50 copper pieces, right? It's like the poorest of peasants, they only can fund their crew around 3 to 6, which is on average 10 coppers. You start out well with 50 plus your 8 plus your banked money, so you have a better start in life, right? So alright, so
Okay.
53 so far, and then of course the banked money was 97. You get it 90% of it, 10% goes to the bank. So let's see, 97 times 0.9 equals 87, right? So on top of 53 you got 87, right? So that's plus 53, okay, 140. Okay, nice. Alright, yeah, huge, right? The first thing you're gonna want to get is very good armor. You already have it though. You have maxed that armor because
Yeah.
his armor's passed down to you, right? You were in Arthur's armor now, so you actually don't.
Is there a way to upgrade the armor?
What to upgrade it? If you want to get super heavy armor, because you have light armor on and you have heavy armor on right now, but you can get medium as well, which is the chain armor, right? You wear it over the gemston, under the plate, right? So the chain armor, if you
Ooh.
want it, right, male, it costs
Yeah.
the best one to get is the heavy one, right? And you wear that at half the weight because you have
Yeah.
armor training, right? You're a fighter, so heavy male costs 40 coppers, I think, yeah, and it gives you -3 armor class bonus. You want it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so you will be like untouchable, right? Like a lot of the heavy guys, right? So
Yeah.
heavy male. Okay, so armor class increased. Let's see, you got 2, 4, 7, 10. All right, so -1 armor class without a shield. You have -2 armor class with your shield because you have a normal shield slung.
Yeah.
-2.
It's one of the shield. Okay.
Do you want to upgrade your
Also,
shield?
I would like to buy.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Do you want to
Yeah,
upgrade your
upgrade
shield?
my shield.
Okay, it became heavy. So now your armor class is -1 slash
Yeah.
-3, right? If you have the shield equipped. Alright, what's next?
A great sword. And is a great sword? Do I need a scabbard for that?
You can have a sheath for it if you want to keep it protected and wear it on your back, but typically it's carried over your
Okay.
shoulder, right, by hand. It's a very large weapon, so you can't really store it. If you store it, it's not easy to draw, right? It's just convenient, so you don't have to carry it. Make sense?
Okay,
But
yeah.
a very large
So
weapon.
then, yeah, I would also like to buy a
Great sword and scabbard for it. Yeah.
Well, I would also like to buy a longbow as well.
Okay, that's fine. You have plenty of funds. So let's do great sword and scabbard for it. You can wear it on your back. It takes a bit longer to equip. The idea is that you have to remove it from your back first and then draw the sword, which could take a whole round to do, right? That's very devastating.
I mean, I would have it equipped before we go into battle anyways.
Yeah, you would be carrying it over your shoulder anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just have the scabbard for if I need to use my bow.
Right. Alright, so
And or use my shield.
good to go. 16 is the price for the great sword and a scabbard, which would bring you to let's do calculator. 95 minus 16, and you want a longbow kit too. Total price is 6.
Yeah.
73. Alright, you're at 73 coppers. Get you a longbow, 10 arrows, and a quiver. Anything else you want?
Yep.
By
Do
the
I
way,
still have my hand cannon?
yeah, it's there. The handgun pouch and bullets. You've got 2 missiles now.
Okay. Nice.
Okay, is that fine? Alright.
Yeah. Let's see. List of items. My need.
If you want some recommendations, you've got missiles, you've got melee. Maybe you want some siege, right? That might include shrapnel
Siege?
grenades, flaming oil, caltrops, and such, right? Yeah, siege
Flaming
equipment.
oil. Yeah.
Alright, you want flaming oil? How many do you want?
Yeah. As much as I
I do have to warn you
carry.
though, right? These explosives and such are very dangerous if you're gonna wear them on your person, right? So you're gonna it's
There's
high
room in the
damage but
cart,
high
right?
reward. You know, high risk, high reward kind of weapon, right? Just bear in mind, like if you
Put
get,
them in the cart, right?
you can put it in the card if you want. Yeah, that's fine. You want to?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. How many oils do you want to load up in the cart? Each flaming oil is 7 coppers.
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 21. Right.
Okay.
You're at 52. If it's alright with you, going back to Geese, Vale, the character, not Arthur, but Tristan wants to load up his flaming oil in your cart, if that's fine. Your hand cart.
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you need. Make sure you have a way to light it.
Oh yeah, get me a torch as well.
Okay. Probably a backpack and some torches and such. Okay.
Yeah, I have a backpack, so.
Oh yeah, okay.
You have a bow.
Yeah, I got one bow. Oh yeah, and I want to sell my short bow.
With that oil, what you could do is you could get oil, light up, like put a little wrapping around the end of your bow, and make a flaming bow shot if you need to use it.
Yep.
Okay.
So the idea
thanks.
is you gotta get incendiary arrows for that. So, oh yeah, you can maybe load oil onto your arrows too, maybe if you really want to. But incendiary arrows are meant for, of course, keeping a lit flame, right?
Correct.
So they're made specially for that. They deal maybe less damage, right? Because they're heavier.
But they light stuff on fire.
Yeah. So exactly. Very good. We're gonna sell your short bow real quick. You already actually had a quiver of 24 arrows, so we might return this one right here. Actually, give you 2 covers back. Okay, so let's get rid of the bow here. You got 1 copper for that. So bring you up by 3 more here, 55, and let's move these arrows then.
I would like to buy 3 bandages as well.
Okay. You wanted the torches, right? And the tinderbox as well. So torches,
Yeah.
5, tinderbox, and bandages. Anything else?
Let's see.
Oh, okay, yeah, this should be good.
I really want a dog, but I don't think I have enough.
Yeah, you should be good on your own personal kit now. You might want to start saving some money to get some like bigger investments, whether it be like horses or something, or troops.
Yeah. Okay, thanks the rest of that.
When I get to the house, I'm gonna take a real quick shower. Just a heads up. It should take 5 minutes so before a round or whatever. Just
There you
let you know.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. That should be the end of that. Let's see.
And Mink is back. So.
Awesome. Yeah, that's right.
Mink has returned.
All right, let's get you ready. It's time to make your new character. You already rolled your scores.
No, I
Hatchet?
haven't.
Okay.
You can go ahead and roll those for me if you don't mind.
Yep, I don't mind. All right, starting with your strength.
Thank you.
All right, decent. 14, okay. And 8.
Intelligence?
Yeah, intelligence is 14, and wisdom's 8.
Oh, yes.
Probably not a
Yes,
magic
yes.
user or elf. Let's see. Good dexterity too. 14, 6, and 14. Nice. He's a little thin. A little fragile, but it's okay.
Nice.
My old man.
So it's okay. Yeah, I'll be playing a mage again, Jim.
Sounds good.
Yep, thank you.
Hit points, -1 penalty. 3. Nice.
Yeah, that pawn.
Okay. And starting funds, 36.
Would he not be inheriting anything from travel? Did I not declare that? Maybe I should have.
Trouble's not confirmed killed, so he cannot really inherit. Oh wait, no, he is. He is.
Oh,
You're right. He is confirmed killed.
He is.
Never mind. Yeah, forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it here. Okay, not captured, killed, burned and killed. Okay, in that case, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have
you
to
still
go
get the
through
15 for free though, right? That's your starting every character gets 3d6 no matter what, typically, or something like that.
Yeah, awesome.
So, on top
Yeah.
of everything here, this is the heir of Trouble. So, he's gonna in Trouble's humble beginnings, right? He probably started with a lot less than his next of kin. So, he has grown up a good life, and he gets to start with a lot more gear. I don't think, unfortunately, your character was left to burn and die among the hobgoblins. So, I don't recall if his remains were brought back to town. Let's see. Do you have any recollection of what happened after he was killed?
No, after he was killed, I don't think anybody would have brought his corpse back, or what remained of him.
Yeah,
he basically blew himself.
Oh, that's right. That was one of the most dangerous and horrible adventures we had. Yeah, we were in the middle of the woods, right? Yeah, you casted fireball, you blasted yourself. The crew full retreated, left the remains to the enemy.
He cast it self-destruct.
Yeah, he did. He casted self-destruct. Died in a blaze of glory, right? Let's see.
Did not care how big the room was. He casted fireball.
He did. Right? It's a crazy way to go out. So, Terbold, the flaming, right? Let's see.
Was that the TPK, or did I get out of there?
You got out of there, yeah.
No.
You and I think Odysseus got out of there. Two of them survived.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I was there. I think, right?
one of your guys, he was killed in combat.
I think it was Hans the second.
Might have been, yeah. The crew was overrun by hobs in the middle of the wilderness. I think we went to track them down. Ended up getting ambushed anyway.
Yeah, bad idea.
We revealed our position, right?
Path, yeah.
So we were hidden until we weren't, and then that's when they spotted us, and then opened fire. We stepped out of line. Yeah, remember we went down to the creek where it was clear, right? No trees anymore. So the enemy saw us.
Yeah, I know. Found it funny.
Yeah.
We were hidden. We weren't. They
snuck out there for no reason.
I want to use that.
Let's see. Alright, so first thing we're going to inherit is experience worth of money. 13 experience is worth 13 silvers or 130 coppers starting funds. So 145 so far. And the next is the banked coppers. Sadly, he only had 53 in the bank, so it's not much, but it's better than nothing. So 33 times 0.9, you're going to inherit 47 plus your current. So let's see, which is 145 plus 47. Alright, you're at 192. Okay, let me annotate this. So, notes, heir of Trouble. And what's your new character's name going to be? Do you want an old school name, or do you want to pick it, or something else?
You can call him Morpheus.
Morpheus, okay.
Morpheus.
It's morphing time. No. Ain't gonna do that.
No.
I believe Christian will survive.
Alright. Poor Trouble.
Most likely.
Let's see. Yeah, nothing could be recovered except the inheritance.
Yeah, definitely. Blown to smithereens. I think spellbook, maybe a Gambison.
You want a backpack?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Heavy Gambison.
Ooh.
Yeah, heavy Gambison. So similar setup to travel equipment wise.
Heavy helmet.
Maybe the heavy mail as well.
Okay. It's kind of heavy.
Mail.
I would recommend, especially for mages, you're going to stick to the light armors that have high bonuses. So, mail is a little heavy for the bonus it gives you. Instead, I would recommend getting Lamellar. So, Lamellar is probably the cheapest. Or no, it's kind of expensive actually. It's just the most beneficial light armor there is. Light of the heavies. Because it's the same weight as mail. I think it has 20 pounds. But it has a -2 bonus instead of a -1.5. If you get a heavy version of that, same weight as heavy mail. However, you get a -4 instead of -3 bonus, which is way better, right? So.
Would I be able to get that?
Yeah, heavy lamellar, or do you want a heavy mail?
Yeah.
So.
The heavy lam with the -4.
Okay, yeah. So heavy lamellar. Let's see, very good option. and it only weighs, of course, 40 pounds, and it gives you -4 bonus. Cost, though, is
Nice.
kind of expensive. Let me double check. Let's see.
What's the damage?
Alright, so normal ones are 30, so heavies are 60. So it's
All right, yeah, I'll take it.
75.
I'll
You
take
spent
it.
75 so far, 78, and 81. You spent 81 already from your 192.
Yeah. I'll need a spell book and some scrolls and bow and some arrows, I think.
Sounds good. So for your spellbook, as a magic user, you're gonna start with some free spells, knowledge, your prior knowledge of spells, and your book. So it's either one of your choice, 2 random, or 2 dungeon master chosen. What's your pick?
Sorry, what was that? 1 I choose, 2 random rolls, and then 2 you choose.
Yeah, those are your 3 options.
Okay. Okay, I kind of know what you're gonna pick also. So 1, you pick 2. What? Why don't you go ahead and pick 2? Because I think one of our choices aligned. Yeah, thank you.
As per usual. And then
Can you post my character, please?
Yeah.
I will after.
And
Okay, so
Nice.
do you want additional spells in your book, or do you want to go straight to scrolls?
yes, please.
Okay.
No, well, additional spells in my book. How much would that cost me?
It's pretty affordable. Not as beneficial
But
early
I'd
on.
still have to memorize it, and I've just got 1 slot, right?
Yeah, so it's
Also,
more beneficial
give
to go for scrolls early
Give
on.
him the magic missile on my horse.
Okay, sure.
Ah,
You got a free scroll
Okay, cool.
from your
Then
free
yeah,
scroll
I'll-
case.
oh, nice.
So you buy a case for your scrolls on your belt, so you can easily access them and they're protected, right? Let's see. You're at
Yes.
110, and you are offered a free scroll of magic, right? It costs 20 copies for these usually.
Brilliant.
All right.
Much obliged, sir.
Let's see.
It was just gonna get, sitting in the horse either way. So I'm glad we had another mage. I was waiting for another mage. I was like, hopefully we get another mage.
Very powerful.
More feature on this.
And additionally, I'd like to purchase 2 more sleep scrolls and 2 more magic missiles scrolls, if I can afford it. That is.
Yeah. Okay. Sleeps are 2 for 2 more of them. It's only costing you 40, and then 2 more magic is another 40 magic missiles. So you have 3 total. And then that's only a total of 80. So you're at 30 left.
30 left. Okay, cool. How are we doing on rations?
You have none on your person at the moment.
Then I would like 3 rations, please.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 rations, and then if there's any change, 3 rations and a water. Water skin.
Nice. 3 rations, though.
Yeah, most groups have been leaving or going hungry until they got back to town. Let's see. But yeah, 3 rations, water skin. So now you're well supplied.
All right, awesome.
It only costs you 4 coppers, I think. Or maybe water skins cost 2. I'll double check. Alright, equipment. Water skin. It costs 1. Alright, so it only costs 1. So you only spent 4. So you want a bow? Did you say you wanted a bow? Or no?
Yeah, if I'm able to afford it, I'd like a bow and some arrows. A short bow would be fine.
Okay. You definitely can afford that. Let's see. Do you want a melee weapon?
If I'm able to afford it, yeah, something cheap, I guess.
Should we get a dagger?
I mean, you've got plenty of funds left. You have 22. So you could get a decent one, like a sword or a polearm if you want it.
If I'm able to wield a sword, I don't mind having a sword, a long sword.
Yep. Long sword is a 2-handed sword. Is that okay? Or do you want a bastard sword? So it's if you do a bastard sword, it might be more beneficial for you.
Yeah.
If you want 2-handed, it's more powerful, of course. But if you want to cast spells and use a sword that's really strong, it's a bit slower than a normal sword, but a little more damage, possibly more versatility. If you want a bastard.
Uh,
Sword.
all right. Well, which one would I be able to cast? It would be one-handed, so probably the bastard sword.
Yep, bastard and normal swords are one-handed, right?
Okay,
But
then
bastards can use them
I'll
too.
take the. No, well, he's a mage. He's not likely to use a bastard sword, so I'm going to go for just a regular single-handed
sword.
longsword.
Okay. Yeah, normal sword. Let's see, arming sword. All right.
Yeah.
We could have got a broadsword. It would have been easier to use one-handed.
Broadswords, yeah,
Ooh,
pretty
he's a-
decent. The difference of broadsword and normal normal swords typically have more length and are meant for penetration, whereas broadswords, not as much penetration, in exchange better at slashing, right? It's still good for penetration, but it's a wider blade, so it doesn't fit through gaps of armor as easily.
And with that, I think I'm good.
Right, sounds good. That was 8 coppers, so you're down to 14. You want to bank this, or you want to keep it on you?
I'll bank it, thank you.
Okay, sounds good. Alright. Coins are secured. That should be everyone, right? Okay. So let's take a small break.
I'm just getting in the house,
Sounds good.
so I'm about to take my shower.
Good to
I'm
go.
going with whatever they decide.
Yeah, 5-minute break. That should be enough time. So maybe a little longer.
Yeah, all
I'll
good.
see you guys in 5.
Sweet.
I can save my game.
Yo.
Now I can go to my computer.
What you doing?
We're about to play. My character died last time, so I got a fully decked out dude, bro.
Copper, get on. Copper.
I got heavy gambeson, medium chain, and heavy plate.
How did you
know.
die?
Huh?
Goblins stabbed me in the back.
Oh.
They gave me back shots.
Yeah, they were fully assassin goblins, man. They had like sniper sight. It was rough. It was rough, but expected because we went like kind of
No,
into
this was a different round. This is a
bushy
different
kind of
game.
area.
This is a different game.
What do you
I
mean?
should have joined and helped you guys.
No, this is this past game we just did like a few hours ago.
Oh, was another body butchered by hobgoblins? Fuck these hobgoblins, man.
Well, East and Bootsby got out.
Oh, so this place is like covered in kobolds and hobgoblins. Huh.
Yeah, it was the Western Cavern.
Where did Dungeon Master go?
5-minute
He
break.
was preparing shit.
Ooh.
Rubbing his
I
hands
like
to
it.
get that, just in expectation of the suffering he's about to bring.
I might return. I might play when I return to my house.
You won't be able to.
What?
You can't just join mid game.
Oh yeah.
So
There we go. I'm on my laptop now.
some ego shoot thing. Not gonna lie. Mhm. I almost threw up like a few minutes ago. I don't know why.
Jeez, sorry, man. Reflux.
Yeah.
How long has this game been going on for?
This is a new one. We just started this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I have a new character. I mean, if you join, because you still have the cart and shit.
Oh yeah. Why so quiet all of a sudden?
What do you mean?
Just
Right time. What are you talking about, homie?
We're just waiting.
anticipate.
Whatever.
What do you expect?
You were really chatty when we were in your server, honestly. You were
Shut the fuck up.
mainly yappy, like very loud.
Right.
What you mean, right?
Right.
Don't deny it. Even A1 knows.
Knows what? What are you talking about?
You're super yappy for no reason.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? The absolute bombastic retard.
You are retarded.
You're a bombastic retard.
If I'm a retard, then your intelligence must be in the minus.
It's IQ, you retard.
I
Alright,
don't have
gentlemen.
to use shortcut
shit.
words.
Mute it. Alright,
It's not a
gentlemen.
shortcut word.
Your break is over. Hopefully it was long enough. If not, no worries. But we're gonna get started here, as per usual. I'll start off by going over the background and situation you're cruising, of course. So if you're not familiar, last game, we actually only had 2 survivors of a crew of roughly 6. They went out to the caverns and they decided to explore the western side this time. And of course they came across a large and powerful force of hobgoblins, which they managed to actually surprisingly defeat with the help of magic and missile fire. In the end, they were able to even defeat one of the hobgoblin lords, the hoblords, right, and loot the enemy. They drove off a couple, right, that saw no more chances of maybe surviving the battle, right. They gave up. We lost 4 that day, but we gained large amounts of profit from it, right. Secured a position of the dungeon in the western half at least, and clear out the tunnel, right. So we have discovered various other branching tunnels from that position if we want to continue exploration through the hobgoblin territory of the cave east of Down, right. Otherwise, if you want to try something else today, no worries, it's possible. Hello, Fluffy. Are you trying to play today? You're quite late.
In a little bit. Not probably now, because I'm still at the beach. Just asking how you doing.
Alright, appreciate it. I'm doing well, thank you. You can spectate, but you cannot interrupt this game, so just to let you know, right? If you're gonna spectate, just make sure you're muted.
Yep, I know.
Alright, so let's see. Now that you have some background information, you can, at the moment you're standing in the streets of Down, right? Another summer day, and you're finalizing your plans as per usual, figuring out exactly what you want to do, right? So, the war front to the east has changed, right? As adventurers continue campaigning into enemy territories, progress is being made, right? And there are reports of, a band of adventurers returning to Down after defeating a horde of hobgoblins, right? Including one of the hoblords, allowing Down to maybe make a push into the eastern forest or the eastern border. Because of that, in the past night, of course, there was actual peace, right? No raids for once along the border. The enemy had to fall back and recover. The position was overrun, right? So, therefore, Down is actually looking for adventurers, if you're interested, to help secure positions eastward. Perhaps finally take back the forest, right? That was lost, right? The forest used to belong to the elves. The humans took it, and then the hobgoblins, fought the humans off, right? The hobgoblins, orcs, and goblins did. The greenskins. Maybe we'll have a chance again, right? They're actually looking to hire your services. And in fact, the 2 of you that came back were honored as heroes, right? Came back from the raid with tons of hobgoblin heads, including the hoblord, right? No one has managed to kill a hoblord in a long while, right? So, you know, actually, you're standing among a few legends, right? You guys are gonna be adventuring with actually some famous characters in the town, at least, right? So that's one of them is here. Right, it's VAIEL. You've been promoted to Elven 2 or second level elf, right? But no longer Elven veteran. You're an Elven warrior now among the race of men. And they ask that you help lead a small army and secure positions eastward, right? If you're interested. Of course, they won't force you if you want to continue.
Okay, my
doing
party
your
wants to. Hear me?
Yeah,
That's fine.
you're open to it.
Yeah.
Is
I
everyone on
said if
board?
my team wants to, I'm sure that's fine.
Alright, today they want to make the push into the enemy territories. They have 3 small armies that want to secure the eastern border. They want you to lead one of them, right? To secure the eastern, one of the positions east, right?
Let me look. I'm looking.
There are 3 positions that
We
need to
need
be
an
taken,
army.
right?
You're getting a small army.
So, a small
Good.
army from down is gonna join your ranks. You'll be able to lead them, right? So, that's gonna be at least 10, and then 1d20 random. It's the amount of troops that can supply you. These will be considered like mercenaries, right? They will all be F1s, pretty much. So, first level fighters, an army of roughly 10 to 30, right? So, if you want to lead them.
Any siege weapons?
It is a town. They can only supply you with the troops at the moment.
Hey,
The
all I need
main
to know. You're good.
move is your troop is in charge of clearing the position, right? So enemy have withdrawn. Today, you are taking down the enemy camps, right, along the border. They have 3 understood. So based on scout reports overnight, when the enemy withdrew from the border, right, they abandoned their positions to some extent. They had to withdraw, and they believe that there are 3 enemy outposts, right, in every kind of area of the 3 main enemy outposts in every
Gotcha.
area of the grid eastward, right? We have the northwestern outpost, the western outpost, and the southwestern outpost, okay? So each outpost, of course, is a small fortification that needs to be overrun and cleared out. So they give you the men. Town of DELN'S able to support you with troops. When it comes to siege equipment, they don't actually have perhaps as much siege equipment as possible, but they ask you what you need, right? They provide you the manpower, right? Small army. What kind of siege equipment do you think they need to provide your troop? What do you need?
Cannons.
What do they have? That's the real question. What can they spare?
Right, it is a trade town. They have mostly everything, except the most complex siege equipment, right? So they have almost anything you need, right? But in limited quantity.
Alright, so here's what I am going to request, if they can allow it. If we are to take back what is, belong to us, right? I'm
Right.
going to need 2 horse and carriages, not horse and carriage, horse and carts, right? I would like 2 cannons mounted to the back of that, and if they have a catapult along with ammo.
Alright, so your funding right now is that basically they're able to fund you. They're able to fund this expedition. Manpower, of course, of 10 plus 1d20, on average 20 troops. Average troop is worth 1 gold, by the way, so that's their equipment loadout. It's worth 1 gold. You're gonna help lead this troop, right? You're not actually in charge of the entire army of 20. There's gonna be like other troops in charge of those men, but you're gonna help lead them, right? So, not consuming complete command. You're gonna help command some troops. They think that, of course,
Do
this
they
is gonna be
all
taken.
have bows?
Half the troops will have bows, and half will have melee.
I'm gonna go ahead and fund them all to have bows.
They all have missile weapons. It's just some are gonna be focused on
Gotcha.
more missile
Alright,
rolls.
continue.
So the shield guys would have slings, for example, right? So they can sling stones
Yep,
overhead.
cool.
But are gonna focus on, of course, using their melee like shield walls and such, right? So
That's good. Yep.
close the distance
Continue.
and destroy
Alright,
the
I can
enemy.
manage that. It is what it is.
And all the
Continue.
missiles, of course, have a melee weapon. Of course, they're armed and equipped. was equipment even or equipment equal to 1 gold worth of equipment. So they've got line armor probably. They've got all the weapons they need, and
I asked
supplies.
for them to supply my team all with warbows.
Okay, so
Can't really use a warbow.
the funding they provide you particularly and your troops is the same as their men that they're sending out to the east, which is 1 gold worth of supplies, right? So they're gonna give you 100 coppers each if you're willing to enlist in their ranks, right? And go and take the position. So,
Cool.
is that
That works.
fair? Okay. You'll be fighting for the
Yeah,
town
that's
of
fine.
Down.
Yep. Go ahead and get slings, grenades, warbows, whatever you can, spells. Everybody, get what you can. Mage, go ahead and get a fireball or 2 if you can. And
Bear
then,
in mind, the profits go to Down though, right? So you're gonna be serving the Down army, right? So any profits made, it's gonna go to them. It's not your own excavation.
That's fine.
Yeah, so it's an attack.
We just want the XP.
Yeah, it's gonna get you experience, but the loot goes to Down, right? The position, the camp itself, it's going to Down. You might get a share of it, but a small share of it, but mostly you're just getting paid as a soldier.
Yeah.
So your uniform
guys go with
outfit with 1 gold worth of gear.
Yep.
Okay. So
Alright,
you all
go
been.
through everybody so I can finish getting all my gear, and then we can continue.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys want to take on this mission, right? It's gonna be a war. So you all receive an additional 100 coppers of funding, right? As you enlist in the ranks of the army of Down, right? So you're all receiving 100 coppers right now.
So that means I can get a melee weapon. Maybe some lightweight armor too.
All right. So back to VAIEL. It's your turn first, based on the listing. So you received 100. You can use it to buy any siege equipment you want, any weapons or armor, right?
Give me some, what do you call it? Fireballs.
Okay, fireball. Okay.
And haste. Give me a fireball and haste.
Okay, so
Alright,
fireball
of
costs
course.
I think 60, right? It's at their lowest spell. So
Yep, haste will also cost 60.
oh, you only have 100 though. So you're gonna take banked money out.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a little bit of my own money for haste.
Okay, so to pay the difference, you need to take out 20. So we'll take out 23, which let's see, 23 times
Haste is
0.9.
permanent, right?
So let me check.
Pretty sure it is.
Damn.
1 second.
Is
Alright,
there?
haste is 3 turns, range of 240 feet, up to 24 creatures. And
I
it's
got one more
60
thing to
foot
get. I'll be
diameter.
right back.
Alright, and
That wasn't for you guys, sorry.
24 creatures in a 60-foot diameter area are enchanted to be able to move and act twice as quickly as normal, right? Attack subjects may make double the normal number of attacks per round. Movement, of course, doubled. Spells, the number of spells per round is not doubled. And magical devices, not doubled. So it's just attacks and movement. Right, for 3 turns, 30 minutes.
And it's permanent.
It is
Oh, it's
30
only 3
minutes.
turns?
Yeah, 3 turns.
Alright, so it'll be useful whenever we need it.
Alright, so you've got a haste scroll, and you've got a fireball scroll, right?
Great, and that's good for me. Let's go to the next guy.
Alright, let's see. Let me check the funding. 23 removed from your bank. So 257, 254.
Yep,
Alright.
that haste will save our ass if we need it.
Ethan, it's your turn. You're Johnson. You're gonna have 100 extra coppers. You've enlisted in the army of Down, right?
Yeah. Alright. I need a backpack.
Okay. You're at 97. You've got a backpack.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a backpack. I'm going to get a short sword. Backpack, short sword, and may I get
Bear in mind, this funding is not exactly free, right? So, like, you enlisted in the army, so at any point they can call you to arms, right? If you don't call to it, or if you don't answer the call to arms, you're gonna be considered a deserter, right? And you're a criminal.
Yep, I'm fine with it.
So now you guys roll troops of down, right?
I will work it off. I'm
Okay. But there's benefits, right? So as a soldier,
Mhm.
you can always try to end your contract, but the contract is gonna last for at least a year of service, right? So you'll be paid wages too when you do work for them, right? And any additional funding necessary.
I did not realize this was a year of service. I was okay for the mission.
So you'll be, I mean,
Whoa.
that's only if you want the funding, right? So that's, if you want extra funding, if you're not gonna work as a mercenary, and you're gonna need, extra.
I'm gonna work as a merc.
If you're a mercenary,
Yeah,
you
we're
can
gonna
supply
work as
your own
mercs. I did
gear.
not realize
Mercenaries, yeah, different kind of mercenaries. So you're gonna supply your own gear. Come to the troop with your own gear.
Yeah.
If it's just a one-time thing.
Never mind about. Yeah, it's a one-time thing. I did not realize you were enlisting for like a year.
Okay.
fine being listed.
Well, your whole crew has to enlist if you're gonna enlist. So if he's not enlisting, you're not enlisting, right?
We're not enlisting. Go ahead and just take whatever out of my bank for what I spent, so we don't have to go through that again. Let's start the mission.
Okay. So gonna work as mercenaries, right? Okay, that's fine.
I'll give that. Nah.
All right.
Well,
That is fine. Yeah. So, like I said, you're gonna help lead and join the battle to the east, right? To take on the enemy positions. They offered not anyone, just of course the elf, right, who is among the heroes, to help lead the battle eastward. They want you and your men to help lead the battle to the east, right? So as a need to, you'll be in charge of. You'll be allowed to help order some of the men, the non-officers, right? So any of the levies, right, or the professional troops from down, you'll be able to give them orders possibly, right? Because you're a higher rank than them. But of their 20, of their 10, they will also have commanders in their ranks as well, like people to help lead them. So it's 10 to plus 1d20 worth of troops going eastward. If you work as mercenaries, of course they'll pay you as mercenaries, and then let's see. Yeah, you're gonna be considered mercenaries during this, right? So pay you a wage and then of course maybe a portion of the spoils if you fight hard enough, right? But for sure you're gonna get a wage, right? Mercenaries get wages. Mercenaries don't usually promise to share the spoils. The spoils go to the company, and they can decide how to, divide the spoils, right? Usually. So.
Correct. We're there for the XP for the levels. That's
Right.
really this will hopefully get us good levels.
Okay, so let's see. The troop that you're joining.
Yeah.
It's a small army of 19 troops, right? Okay, so 19 troops, and among the 19, I'm gonna say they're headed by at least 2 officers, right? So 2 are level 2 characters, right? This will be their sergeants and captains, right? So they're both, one's a sergeant, one's a captain of their rank. And of course, the rest of them are just soldiers, right? Okay, so
Men at arms.
yeah, men at arms, soldiers. So you're gonna be joining the army, right? Your small crew of 4, right? So on top of their 19, that's 23 soldiers, right? 23 troops marching east. So onto the position. The idea,
I forgot to please in that.
based on the reports, yeah,
But yeah,
we're approaching enemy positions and outposts out there in the woods, right? That overlooks and reports to their base. So it's been mostly abandoned. There's still a small force garrison there and defending the fort, small fortification. But your troop is in charge of surrounding and attacking it, right? Driving out the enemy or killing everyone within, but overall overrunning it and taking the position, right? Raising your own banner there. So small fortification. All right, we're gonna go to a medium scale map and we're gonna begin marching to the position. All right, you're headed on by a captain who is going to be in charge of you, but you're allowed to help lead his own troops, right? And of course, you're in charge of your own men. As a need to, you are of higher level, so technically, you do have a little bit more say or command over the others. Let's see. In your ranks. All right, you're led by Captain
I'm guessing I'm gonna
Leito.
be in the front.
He's the captain of this army, or the commander.
Alright, I'm up in range. My
And
helmet's
it's
up here.
different from modern military ranks. Captain is probably the highest rank in being a small company like this. Alright. So, notes. Alright, you guys fall under the ranks of Captain Leto. And then
Alright.
you have Sergeant. Okay. As well.
God, that was a lot of weight. Sorry. Running up and down.
Gun.
Please.
Okay, and then there are 17
I'm guessing.
soldiers. Soldiers. 17. Right, half of which are melee, half of which are missile. They'll have 7, I guess they'll have 7 melee and 10 missile. Of their 10 missiles, 5 are grenadiers and 5 are normal missiles. So, I'll write that down. So, melee, 7 missiles, 5 grenadiers, 5. Gives you a basic idea of what kind of soldiers they are. Okay. Right. And then you got your crew, of course, which is you have VAIELE the Elven, Johnson T1. You guys want to?
Something wrong. I'm so dead.
You guys want to assume your own ranks as well? You want to chain the command?
Yeah.
Who would be your sergeant and who would be your captain?
Oh, let's see. Do we have another, or do we have a fighter?
Me.
All right.
That would be me.
You know what? I'm gonna let you try. All right.
Guessing I'm gonna be at the front because I have the best armor of the crew.
So, depending on the situation, you're going to be. I'm letting some people run with them, right? Like some of the soldiers.
Mm-hmm. Let me fix your nicknames.
You hear me, DM?
What do you want?
I can assign soldiers to him, right?
Yeah, you could.
Okay, so what I want is I'm gonna let everybody in the party choose who they're going with. So either me or Honest, whatever his name is, right? After that, I want to assign troops according to their types. So he is a fighter. I'm going to assign. Let's do how many troops I have? 19, right?
Yeah, 17 under the command. I mean, they're led by Captain Leto. You're gonna help lead. They're lower enlisted if you need to, right?
Okay.
But you're
Okay.
mainly.
No, everybody
asking
stay
to
with
lead
me.
your own
We're
troop.
not breaking apart in that case.
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so like in their own ranks, you're considered like a sergeant, right? But in your own crew, you're considered the head, maybe the captain. of
Yep.
your
So
own.
my backup's going to be the other mage. I trust that the other mage can lead from behind, as I do.
Right. Okay, so yeah, let's set out on foot, begin the march against the enemy position.
Correct.
Right. Alright, I'm gonna draw out what their position appears to be. Small wooden fortification.
I'm just gonna be a wall on top.
We're doing a medium scale map. So that means medium scale map is of course 30 feet per grid. Alright. Alright, so this is just to outline what the area looks like. around their base.
Correct.
Rough idea.
Geese,
Yo.
I'm guessing you're sticking me at the front, aren't you?
You're a fighter and you have heavy armor. Of course you're going in front.
I am a wall.
You better be.
Well, it depends. Depends on the situation. So if they have a lot of range, we're gonna do this differently. So if we see range or whatnot, we have a thief. I'm
I'm
probably
gonna do
going to
sneaky,
use.
sneaky.
Well, I'm gonna give you invisibility.
Alright,
so-
time to do some sneaky, sneaky.
With invisibility, we're gonna use you to scout, figure out the enemy's situation.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to let the other guy also know that, like the leader or whatever. And so we're gonna try the best we can to stay hidden while you do your job. That being said, if they have some type of way to detect you or something, they shouldn't. You know, they're not that
If you, I will
sophisticated.
fucking run.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That being said, I want you to figure out the best place in the area. Whenever that happens, we're going to learn. We need 2 points of interest, right? We need flanking. So we need flanking. We also need all the enemy's positions. You're invisible, so do your best to stay out of sight. Don't get seen, all that fancy stuff. After that said, you find the highest point, highest value target. I'm going to try to get in, and me and the other mage are just going to double fireball the area, completely annihilate it, as long as it's not wooden buildings. Hey, DM,
Why?
What's up?
is this an old town, or is this a point of interest that they have built?
It's a small wooden fortification. Wooden walls, palisades, stakes, a moat.
Is it human origin, or elven origin, or is it origin of the enemy?
It is a human make. It used to belong to the humans when they built wooden fortresses on the
Okay.
surface. So it was
So,
overrun by the
The
enemy.
goal is not to destroy it then.
Yeah,
The goal
it's
is
to
to
take it,
reclaim it.
if possible. If you need to burn it down
Okay,
to drive
so-
the enemy out, it's fine, but it's not as profitable, right? You're losing more than you're
Yeah, of
gaining.
course.
So the walls
Yeah.
are covered though.
So-
They are wooden walls, but they are covered in a particular wax, perhaps, in hides. So of course that helps it from burning, right? Naturally, they keep the walls moist and wet. During the winter or summer months, it's a summer day. You know, at least they will wax it, pour fats or not fats, but waxes over the wood and anything flammable to help keep it from
Like
burning.
retardant stuff.
How long does invisibility last?
It should last a decent amount of time. Don't know exactly off my head, but
So, while you're
10
invisible,
minutes, probably.
main points of interest are going to be their captain, their leader. Look for the leader, right?
Right.
And I need to know positions of interest, right? So any archers, stuff like that. If there's any mages, so like if there's a shaman or something, I'm not sure if they'll be here or not, but you never know.
Yeah, alright, I... Oh, hold on.
Be very,
Also-
very careful.
Yeah. Does anybody have a ladder?
No.
Ah, shit. I forgot a rope and a grappling hook. There you go.
Somebody has a rope, but that's sound you don't want to make, especially being invisible. And remember, if you attack, visibility goes bye-bye.
yeah. Okay, so invisibility, by the way, is permanent until you attack. By the way, and once you break your invisibility.
Your
Sorry.
goal is to stay invisible. Do not
Yeah.
break invisibility. You will die.
Yep.
There's only
I
one
understand.
entry point, which is on the west, by the way,
Don't shit
to
over.
the fortress.
There's only one interest point on Okay.
right? Where there's basically a portcullis and then a wooden double door, right? It's the easiest way in unless you want to destroy an entire wall, right? Take down an entire wall. So.
Is there any trees that are low hanging? Anything that he can climb over?
Nope. So in this area of the forest is cleared out naturally, so you cannot do that, right? They use the wood of the surrounding area to build a fortress. So it's on a
How
hill.
tall are the walls?
The walls are about I think 15 or 20 feet tall. I'll double check.
Okay. I have changed my plan.
Right.
Alright, so a thief isn't going to be the way to do it. What is the captain's plan? What is his doing? What does he plan on doing?
They have brought the supplies and equipment for the attack. It's during the day, so the enemies are not as perhaps ready, hopefully. But the idea is, with his troop, he's hoping that with your help as a magic user or an elf, right, you're gonna help reach the position so they can overrun it, right? They believe the enemy force within is weak. The enemy is supposedly, based on reports of the scouts, right, they withdrew, so they abandoned the position, but they have left a small garrison to defend it, right? So we think that with a small garrison, your troop and their troop should be enough to overtake it, right? His plan is hoping that you're gonna find a way to help breach, right? But the main thing is he's had 3 ideas in mind. He has you in mind to help breach with whatever tools you've got. He brought ladders among his ranks so they can move up with ladders and set them on the wall. And finally, if someone can, of course, he's got grenadiers to help blow the gate, right? So if we need to blow the gate, that's the case,
If he's
right?
got letters, you can still do.
So-
Portcullis,
Here's the idea I'm going to tell him.
wooden doors.
I have haste, right? So would it help him if I cast haste for him right before we enter, for him to breach and enter cleanly and swiftly?
Yeah, that might help his troops, of course, push against the wall, right, faster than the enemy can defend it. So.
Yep.
All right.
And so we're just going to go ladders with grenadiers, of course, and haste. Once we get in within, I guess you could say, a 2 turn or within firing range, right? If they start shooting fire, haste will be cast and send it, but we're going to try to get there as close as possible without them, I guess you could say, being a problem.
So.
I want my secondary mage. You have a magic missile, go ahead and ready it. Of course, this will be when we get closer, right? What's the range on magic missile? 120?
Something like that. Alright, so we're checking for encounters in the way there.
Yeah, of course.
Wandering encounter. No enemy troops encountered. Alright, so for the wandering monster possible, let's check if it was a monster. It was. We'll check what kind of wilderness this was in the grasslands. We encountered a monster. So your small army encounters it. Roll is D8 and D12 to determine what kind. 1-5. Alright, so your army might not even make it there, depending on what we encounter.
Yeah.
Watch it be an ogre.
I think you guys have a good chance against ogres. It's more like dragons we might not be ready for.
Oh yeah, bring it.
I would make them flee. Technically, that would be a success.
If there's a dragon around, I was like, I wouldn't stay either.
Alright. To our surprise, it is not the dragon, right?
Cool.
Instead, let's see the reaction to us. Hostile intent. Alright. Are we surprised? We are not. Are they surprised? They are not. So two opposing armies have been encountered. A foreign army is in our lands, right? We have never seen this army, but they're here, right? They approach from the north, right? So your troop is moving. They spot another banner moving across these grasslands, right? They're just moving across grasslands. Just a foreign army in the area, right? Not sure where they hail from, but they move it across the grasslands. Maybe they heard rumor or news that the force is being abandoned. Maybe they want to move in as well, right? Or maybe that since the armies of Down are leaving, right? Just leaving the town itself and the villages surrounding exposed, right? Because when the army sets out, right, there's fewer troops to defend the town, So naturally, town of Deln, it's got maybe 1,000 to 2,000 folk, and therefore it supports an army of around 100 to 200 at a time, right? So sending out roughly 100 men today is half their army. The other half is defending the town and such, right? So they sent about 33% of their army out today, about 60 troops, leaving about 2/3 to defend and patrol the town roads and such and everything else, right? Some are in the reserves, of course, so while the others are actively working. So, all right. With that said, we have about 60 men attacking the various positions. Your troop is 19 plus 24, attacking the eastern or the western front. And we came across another army, right? So they're confronting you're not in charge of this situation. If you want, you can influence the captain. Captain Leto is going to react to the other army, right? So the other army has shown hostile intent. They move along, and they even blow the horn as they gather their forces and begin advancing on our troop, right? They intercept our troop on the way to the forest. So on either side, we're all safe distances away. So Captain Leto's reaction is hostile intent. He says, "Ready yourselves, men," right? And it's gonna be a different kind of actual battle then. We didn't actually make it here. But yet you guys hold the line, right? So we never made it there, sadly, due to random encounters. Instead, we encounter a foreign army, an army of northerners, berserkers, right? So if you saw on the charts, right? It's a northern army, so you're southerners, right? You're the towns or civilized folk. These are berserkers. They wear heavy armors, hides, and gruesome weapons, right? Cruel and dangerous weapons, right? So they are on foot, fortunately, too. So they might have a couple horsemen, maybe.
I'm on a horse.
You're on a horse. They have a few horses.
I'm on a horse.
But 2 foot armies are approaching each other, right? So they're going to confront. They're not attacking immediately. It's not an immediate attack. It's a hostile intent. Declaration of war, possibly. So the 2 armies are stopped. They're safe distance, right? Safe distance of 160 yards, okay? So in this case, Captain Leto asked that he and a few of his men, not including a sergeant, maybe you if you want to come, right? They're gonna go out and negotiate with the other army, right? The other army is setting out on foot as well. They dismount and they approach halfway, right? They're already approaching without any weapons, in hand at least, on their belts perhaps, and that's what that's what Captain Leto does as well, right? He leaves Sergeant Yun. She's in charge at the moment. So, who wants to go with? If the only one he invites is VAIEL. If you want to come with, the rest have to stay back in line.
I tell him, I say, look, I've got 2 fireballs ready if you need it. We're going to stay at a distance where we can drop fire if we see combat happen. It should be much more beneficial than us, being up front. We'll allow you to handle your town. We're mercenaries. We will cover you if you need it. That's what we're here for.
Okay, so you're not going to go with, right? You're going to stay back?
Correct.
Okay.
But what I'm going to do is hand my other mage a fireball school. We have two mages here, and at the ready, if they get into combat, because they should be densely packed, right? They're moving in form, correct?
The enemy? Yeah, they're staggered. They're moving about. They're on foot. They're not in a formation like his men are. We are moving in formation.
But
so
they're relatively dense, though, right?
Yeah, they're gathered, so you'll be able to affect a pretty decent area.
Good. So that's what I tell the boss man, and I'm gonna let him handle the rest, but he knows he has cover. He's got good cover. 2 fireballs immediately, that's some damage.
Yeah, it's like a cannon. You got the cannons ready.
Yeah,
Right.
good question.
Got a magic user, an elf. Alright, so, what's the question? Go ahead.
Yeah, so just a question from Morpheus to our fearless leader. You want us both to ready fireballs. We're going to have to wait until our leader clears the space, or we'll take casualties. Would we rather go with sleep, depending on the numbers? So, how many are in the army or the unit? Is it small? So would it not be better to go with sleep from both of us?
My bad, DM. Did you say small
Right.
army or normal army?
It's not a time to discuss. They're making actions. As you guys are planning, discussing, they
Gotcha.
already are meeting, right? They've already, your captain has already left into the field, right? So yes, you
Alright.
can take the time
I
to
hand you a
discuss the plan,
fireball
but
scroll, and I
We're
tell you
going-
right now, I
we're
say,
going with
look,
that.
it's a small army indeed.
yeah, I say they attack, end it.
Alright, so you want to
Alright.
pass him a scroll?
We'll do.
Okay, so you all can do something to prepare. So how you prepare is you guys were planning, passing scrolls around, right? What scroll did you hand off to Morpheus?
I'm sending him with
Fireball.
one fireball scroll. That way, we both have one fireball scroll.
I think you only have one, so looks like it.
Remember, whenever you were doing the
I
thing.
did get one at the start, didn't I? Oh no, was that a magic missile? I think it was
Okay,
magic
so
missile.
well, remember whenever I said the town or whatever, whenever they didn't have it, I said just pull it out of my bank account.
Oh yeah, well I already refunded your monies, so
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that
Yeah,
plan.
so-
Whatever, it is what it is. I'll have fireball ready.
okay. You
He
have
can
fireball
his
ready.
magic
He'll
missile
have
ready or whatever.
magic missile or sleep ready. Okay. Still a very
Yeah,
powerful spell
Sleep would probably be best for him.
against the horde. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, right. Yeah, you see the enemy to the east. Both sides leaders are approaching to negotiate. You can't really hear or see what they're talking about. And you guys
all
want
I'm
to hold the
looking
line,
for
or as you guys are passing gear around, holding the line? Anyone else want to do anything differently? Johnson or Kirsten, do you want to do anything as VAILE and Morpheus get ready for battle?
I want to count the army.
Yeah, good call. Make yourself useful. So you
Yeah.
get a rough estimation.
Count.
Okay.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah, because they only can do one thing at a time. If they want to know the army's numbers, it's actually an action, right? To count out. So that's your job. As they're making plans and
Yeah, I'm
switching
good.
scrolls, you're counting the army, sizing them up. Morpheus, anything you, not Morpheus, Kristen, anything you want to do to make yourself useful before the battle?
I can't really do anything. I could switch to my bow.
Okay, sure. It's kind of useful. Let's see. Another thing you could do is load your handgun, right? Get that thing primed and ready to fire. Let's see. All right, it's whatever.
Yeah, I could do my tab.
Okay, it's up to you, but you only have one action, so you chose the bow, right? Okay, so the repairing the bow is the armies negotiate. So let's see how this goes. Right, I'm just gonna roll a reaction from both sides again. See, they're negotiating, right? Just to see how it goes, right? So they say what they want, they're gonna get a reaction. So the reaction of the berserkers to our demands, indifferent, and then our reaction to their demands, hostile. So we've refused to agree with them, whatever they agreed with, and therefore the captain, of course, refused whatever they demanded. They were indifferent to what he said. They did not care. Therefore, commander said there will be a battle. So he gets back. He wants to get your advice, all his troops' advice, but he relays the information to his officers, including VAILE, right? And he says, the Berserkers claim that the forest used to belong to them, and they want to take the opportunity to reclaim the fortresses that we built. We cannot let that stand. We have our orders. Those fortresses will be ours by dusk. We are to fight them since they are in our way. Ready yourselves, man. And the shields are raised, right? The horn is blown, and they're in position. They began advancing their shield wall toward us. We started off holding based on what the captain wants, and he wants you guys to open fire. He looks to VAILE and looks to the magic user, right? Morpheus, and asks you guys to begin casting against their ranks, right? They're at this. Once you're ready, of course. Their distance is. They started out at. Was it? 30 or I'll roll again at this point. At this point, maybe they're a little closer, right? So they were probably moving up a little bit. So that's too close, maybe. I can't remember their original roll. I think it was maybe 16 on the roll, right? So that's was it 16? I think it was 16. Can't recall.
It was.
It was? Okay, so
It wasn't double.
660 yards.
Double digit.
Yeah. So the roll on the 46s. Was it 16, right? So it's 160 yards. I think that was the case.
Correct.
So 160 yards times 3, 480 feet, right, is their starting position for our troop. So they're quite a bit away at the moment. There's a way. They're quite far still. So I'm gonna put us on the map now, just to give us an idea. This is our army, right? The Down army, Army of Down. We are in clear grasslands, slightly wooded here and there, slightly hilly, but mostly flat and grassy. So it's pretty good terrain to fight on, open battle terrain. Army of Down, little to no cover, right? So it's just a fair fight. Alright, so
what the hell will get recount?
Army of Down. Actually, they might be the defenders for this one. They're not advancing because they hold the line on their side because they actually have a different goal, right? Like they said, they want to claim the fortress for themselves. Now that it's been cleared out, they're sending armies to claim the fortresses from the north, right? So, by the way, Berserkers, they have a great hate for demi-humans, mainly, of course, greenskins. So they're a common foe, but they're also not exactly aligned with our goals, right? They want that territory for themselves. We'll see. And the town of Down is not willing to let them take it. Right. So again, 480 feet, or 160 yards. 16 squares away, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that's them. Alright. Army of Berserkers. Right. Wild men. Northerners. Okay. So two different great foes, or two different great armies against each other, right? So basically, they are not advancing, right? He has his troop take aim. He has grenadiers, bowmen. He's gonna have his bowmen send the volley over to begin the battle, right? They have shield wall, right? And as he fires, he's gonna advance his footmen. You guys all get to choose what you'll do, what ranks you want to join. But his footmen are advancing with the grenadiers behind them. The missiles are firing from a great distance, pelting their ranks with arrows, with 5 arrows. They'll move and fire, so they'll move halfway, then steady a shot and fire. Naturally, moving and firing is not as good as just standing and firing. So they will be a little inaccurate, but it's more suppression, if anything, to fire into a large mass. Sergeant Yun, she's in charge of the missile rank, so she's going to be helping to fire. Captain Lato's leading his footmen. Vale, are you advancing with the grenadiers behind the shield wall, or do you want to do something differently?
So I have a warbow, which should outrange most of their things. The team that I have with me, I'm on my horse, so I'm actually going to break away and allow them to go forward. Mage, you make the decisions for forward.
Well,
are you saying that I should make the decision?
I thought you left Christian in charge, right? He's sergeant, or is MORPHIUS sergeant now?
Well, whatever.
They're
Yeah, that's
in
fine.
charge of themselves. Okay.
Oh.
You didn't assign a sergeant, maybe, right? You let them do their thing. But
Yeah. And so, I on my horse, I get into range of the fireball, right?
you ride ahead on their position, right?
Well, is fireball 240 or is it 120? I didn't get an answer for that earlier.
Okay, one moment.
Um,
So I need to search. Fireball, 240. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna get 240, and then I'm gonna cast it.
All right. So per combat round on horseback, you're able to ride your horse at the rate of, I think, 60 feet per round. I'm gonna double check though. So horse's movement speed per round. Riding horse, it is 80 feet per round. So in 10 seconds, it can close 80 feet, right? Which is a lot.
Good.
Which is, we're doing yards right now, so that's 80 divided by 3.
Yeah.
So each square is 10 yards or 30 feet. So this is 30 feet, so you'll be able to close roughly 2 squares and a half. Yeah. 2.5 squares per round. So VAIEL begins by riding east. That is his action, right? So he can close some distance. He's on the way east. And you're moving 80 feet per round. Okay, so VAIEL is riding east. Johnson, what is your move in the army's ranks? We're gonna.
Did I get a head count on?
Oh yeah,
on
that's right.
enemy
Good call.
ranks?
Yeah, so that's right. Thanks for a reminder. All right, enemy troop size. That's a small army of berserkers moving in. We're up against 18. They are outnumbered, but they're on the defense.
Alright. Good. I'm gonna. We were never assigned a sergeant, right? Or at least
Yeah.
in our ranks.
Originally it was Christian who was assigned sergeant second in command to lead you guys if captain wasn't around. The captain's already leaving, so he's leaving. That means technically Christian is in command, but then he said, you know, Morpheus, do your thing. So if Christian's command, if Christian wants, he can maybe command you, but you also are equal rank technically because you're a T1. So you can do your own thing. You can accept his orders. It's up to you. You want to wait for orders, or do you want to do your thing?
I'll wait for orders.
Okay.
But I do prepare my bow.
So you follow Christian for now until he gives you different orders. You have your bow ready. Christian's got his bow ready, I think, too. So, do you guys want to follow him with the archers? They are firing. They're moving and firing.
Yeah, let me... Yeah.
Okay, so you follow in with the archers then. So you guys will be moving for a moment and then firing a volley with them. Okay, so...
So my bow be able to make it?
Probably, we'll see. So, in the open battle, there's no dungeon roof anymore, so your actual range is increased 2 yards instead. However, accuracy is greatly depreciated in the open wilderness like this. If it's going beyond the normal accurate range, it's going to be at a -4 penalty. That's only fair, right? All the wind changes and all that, so...
Okay.
It's an open battle, open air battle, right? So it all changes to yards instead. The house rule of a -4 penalty. Okay, so in that case, your range is greatly improved, right? It's 3 times further than it normally can shoot in the dungeon. Therefore, if you have a short bow, right, short bow can be fired to 100. What kind of bow you got?
It was the
Composite bow? Oh, the DOLG's really good. Okay. So a composite bow. It's like a longbow, so
it's
it's gonna have
but the lighter or whatever.
Lighter weight, better range.
Has better range. I thought it had
In
more
that
range.
case, my bad, DM. In that case, I'm gonna use my warbow at maximum range at the -4. I did not realize that was a thing.
On your next turn, you can switch it up. Right now you're just running forward.
I didn't realize. Sorry, I didn't realize that's how it worked. But I'm far enough away; it doesn't matter.
So, weapons. Alright, so when it comes to this is a fire shot, so you've got the composite bow. Let me look at the description real quick. C bow as X bow. Okay, so composite bow as X bow range. Alright, so it doesn't fire double of the warbow fires double of a longbow. The composite bow fires like a
That's what I
crossbow.
want to do.
Alright, so
I can get off at a very good distance and shoot the warbow.
alright, so but this is for the other archers' turn, the composite bows. Right, so if you're firing a composite bow, your range is up to 240 yards. Right, the enemy are 160 yards out, so it's within range, but it's inaccurate range. So it's a -4 penalty. Alright.
Alright.
And you're also moving, so it's another minus. Are you moving and shooting, or are you just firing stationary?
Whatever Chris.
The archers are moving and shooting, right? They're moving 5 and then aiming and firing. They have arrows now.
If they're moving, it's minus a penalty, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
an unstable shot if you're moving and firing. Versus if you just hold position, steady a
I
shot,
would
aim,
move
fire.
to a position to where I can get to where we can get accurate shots on them.
Okay, so yeah, because the idea is knocking an arrow and then drawing the arrow back and aiming, right? So typically it's done prior to the round, right? It's a ready arrow. But if you're moving, then you got to do that real quick, and it's unstable. You're doing it quickly, and you fire at the end of the round, so it's a -4 penalty. All right. So again, Johnson, do you want to do your own rate of missiles, or do you want to follow the main archer line, or something else?
So let's see the -2.
Sooner we make our decisions, sooner we can get this moving, of course.
I'm gonna stay with the main
Main
ranks.
troops. Okay, Morpheus. What is your move? Are you advancing with the Grenadiers or something else?
Now, if they're within 240 feet, I'd like to prepare my magic missile scroll. No, sorry, sleep. I've already got that prepared. So the memorized spell sleep.
Yep, the spell you have memorized for the day is sleep. Are you casting it now?
Okay, cool.
Or, I mean, they might be too far still.
Now, so once they're within 240 feet, if it's not the case,
Okay.
I'd like to advance carefully while using whomever is with me as cover.
Yep, so
So
you're
standing a little
advancing the
behind them.
Grenadiers then,
That would be
right?
me.
That's what they're doing. So the Grenadiers, the
Yeah, okay.
shields, they're all advanced. The shields are not doing a shield wall yet. They're just standard march, passive defense from the shields. But we have to get close, and then we'll shield wall when we need to. But let's see. You're moving in with the Grenadiers then. They're right behind the shield wall. Okay. Basically, Grenadiers are like fighter equivalent to magic users, right? We'll see. Alright. So they're advancing. Missiles are advancing and firing. Missiles. You guys gonna move as a group together. Their missile troops are light footmen. I don't know about you guys. You guys may be medium footmen. So,
Pretty sure I'm light.
Heavy, okay.
let's see. If you're a heavy Christian, yeah, you're a heavy, I think. You're probably not even gonna fire. Actually, you're just gonna be moving, trying to keep up with them. That's your job as a heavy.
Yeah.
So you're just advancing. You're moving. So the troop is moving. You're moving along, and of course, Johnson is able to keep up with them and fire, right? Because he's not a heavy, I think.
Yeah.
He's a light.
Very, very light.
So you're able to move within 15 feet and fire. Down with down, their troop is considered medium foot, so they move 20 feet per round, so on foot. So they are moving, starting here. Let's see, it's 10. So they're in the middle, kind of. So yeah, they'll be about here by the time the round ends. VAIEL will be 80 feet out, so about here. Alright. And the army down is roughly 20 feet out. The archers are further back, so I'll put them back here. They are not as far.
What's the
up ahead.
terrain look like?
So they're slowly moving up, right? Or they're trying to move as quickly as they can to fire. They let loose their volley, right? It's very inaccurate. Basically, maybe only a net 20 might land a hit. So a lucky strike from here, right? They fire on the position of the enemies, right? First of all, they're firing a volley. The enemy are out there. It's super low chance to hit. Still, there's a chance, super slim. But volley fire requires a 2 in 6 chance to even have a chance to roll attack. So, especially against a moving force. The enemy are not really moving, they're holding. But 2 in 6 chance that one falls in line with one of the arrows, right? So everyone that wanted to shoot has to roll a 2 in 6 chance to maybe even have a target lined up. So
Man. This reminds me of war game rules. Oh, we are in a war, so.
okay, so our 5 archers fired, and 3 of them had a lined up shot, while the others,
Hell yeah.
just hit the dirt from this distance. So those guys all have a chance. Only under that 20 pretty much is thinking on a hit, pretty much, yeah. None of them hit, so they land close, maybe on the shields, maybe near their feet, but the others just are stray, right? Go astray. For our archers, we only have 1. This Johnson, I think, right? He fires his bow too, with the archers.
Yes.
Oh wait, first he has to roll a d6. Which, yeah, that went way out of line. So, way further than what I was expected. Or short, right? So you fire from a great distance. With all the wind and all the other factors pouring into your shot, it was just a miss, right, against the Army's rank. They held the line. Alright, that's the first round, right? Next round, Vale, do you want to continue pressing east or something else?
Can I reach them with my warbow? If I can, I'm gonna go ahead and send it.
Firing a warbow on horseback is very difficult. It's a very large
No, no,
bow.
no, no, no. What I'm saying, like, if I'm within range of the warbow, so I should be out of range of their weapons, within range of my weapon, because, you know, warbow has double range, right? I should be safe to shoot from my distance and just start sending it into their guys.
Right, but the warbow is too large to wield on a horse, right? It's a heavy bow. You have to
Get off the horse
Get dismount.
and then send it. Yeah.
Alright, it takes a round to dismount, so you're dismounting.
Yeah, as long as I'm safe, I can just send it, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got a +3 to my dex, but I only have a -1 at this range. Yeah, fuck it. If I'm safe to try to kill people, I'm doing it.
Right. Gonna send a volley of arrows their way. Okay. The enemy might have their own shooters as well. So I'm gonna check for that if they're gonna return fire.
Yeah.
Alright. They're berserkers. Alright. And I'll say about a third of their force are archers. So about 6 of them actually fire on our troop. And seeing the horsemen move in on their position, they're gonna fire at the horsemen first. It's a moving target. It's very hard to hit, but there's still a chance. So they all fire on the horseman who's riding ahead of the troop, right? So the arrows are landing around Vale, in the midst of the field, right? 6 archers fire, 2 and 6 chance to even have a chance to line up a shot. The wind could blow it. Alright, 2 have a chance out of the 6. They're gonna roll. I mean, that 20 is the only way, right? Wow, alright. One of them got a lucky shot. Okay. Used your
I
fudge
used
already.
my grognard or my
Your
fudge.
fudge.
Yep,
You
so
did
that's
not
gonna be
use
my
your
reroll.
roll. So this is your reroll of the game. Hopefully it's not another nat
Yep.
20.
I know.
That
Well,
was,
right?
yeah, that was close right there. 20 is right there next to 14. Alright. You survived it. Alright. What would have been a kill, you prayed today, and it went past your head, right? Barely. So yeah. I see you right ahead. You're dismounting now. As you're dismounting, the rest of the army advances. Morpheus, do you want to continue advancing with the army or something else?
Yeah, I'm just trying to get within 240 feet.
It'll be a few rounds before that.
And getting line of sight.
Gotta go. Yeah, so they're still advancing. Missiles are still moving and firing. So Johnson, do you want to continue moving and firing with the missiles or something else?
I keep doing. Yep, I keep firing with the missiles.
Okay, you're gonna stay back here then. They're gonna slowly be, of course, left behind, or quickly be left behind as they continue sending volleys onto the enemy position. All right, the enemy, you know, they're out there. We'll see if you get a line of fire on any of them. So arrows coming in, right? Firing overhead. These are overhead shots, so they'll be firing high up in the sky and then going right back down, right? Because of that, you can't typically get a lineup like a double kill, right? Because it's going downwards onto them. So very low chance for that. Versus if you're firing a straight shot in a dungeon, right? Like a bullet. Let's see. Right. So let's see if any of the shots line up. We'll start with the standard archers of our rank. Firing another volley. One of them has a chance. On a net 20, they land a hit. No lucky hits there. Okay, let's check our archer, Johnson. Yep, you got win. Let's see if you get the hit.
Yeah.
If you get net 20, you get a hit. Oh. Okay.
Oh,
Close.
almost.
Yeah. All of it misfired. So, second volley was launched. Down 2 arrows. This would be a good time to have tons of arrows, right? When you're out in the battlefield, you need lots of ammunition. Alright, so arrows are sent across the field. The army continues advancing. Vale continues advance, or he's dismounted now. The enemy's also fired. Now they're firing on the army and Vale included. So, I would say out of the 6, 1 on Vale and the other 5 on the army. Random targets. So we'll start with Vale. 1 guy fired on your position. Missed. Okay. The other 5. Let's see if they land any hits on the army. 1 possible hit. The army has a shield wall, so they're first. They're blocking off the grenadiers. So there's no line of fire on the grenadiers or
Thank
anyone
you.
else. Alright, miss. Alright, so nothing. No effect against the army. That was the second round of combat. Third round of combat. Vaile, at this point you're dismounted. And you wanna get your bow and start firing, right?
Yep.
Are you
Go
gonna
ahead and
move
move
fire?
behind my horse.
Okay. Take cover behind your horse. Peek and fire.
Thank you.
And then Army of Deln continues marching. Those in the ranks. Do you guys want to change up your action or continue marching? That's just Morpheus and
Yeah, I would.
Christian.
Yeah, just keep.
Okay, keep pushing.
How
I
far
would like
away?
to split.
We're
in a
still too
group
far. Still too
and,
far. We need a few more rounds, right?
move.
Before you're within range.
Okay, then I'll continue with the army using them
Hold the
as
line.
cover.
Keep pushing. Right. Yeah.
Am I in range?
The more questions we have, the longer it takes for us to keep moving, the longer it takes for you to not get in range, right? You're not in range, or
Okay.
you might be in range, actually, Christian, if you want to stay back and start firing. Not accurate range. It's going to be inaccurate range, right?
Yeah.
So, a volley.
Okay.
So, volleys are really accurate if they fired in high volume, right? Like what they're doing. They have a chance. Do you want to fire now, or do you want to keep moving with the army? If you fire, you're going to be left behind. You're struggling to keep up.
Keep
Secur's
moving.
a heavy foot. I think you're actually probably with the missiles, because you're only moving 10 feet per round. That's your running speed. So you're probably a little further
Yeah.
behind. You're probably with the missiles right now. Because you're a heavy foot. You need to get freaking a horse when you're in the open battlefield. So we've got a
I
heavy
was
armor.
gonna buy a horse. So
Kirsten. Alright, so Kirsten's trying his best to keep up with the army, but he's being left behind as they push up across the field. Right, they're just jogging across the field right now. And then, yeah, it's quite a distance that they have to move to close and destroy the Berserkers, right? So, we might not even catch up to them. They might even withdraw, right? If that's the case. The Berserkers are they're medium footmen, I think. Let's see. Oh wait. Yeah, some of them might be heavily armored, but I would say actually Berserkers might just be wearing hides and helmets. They might be pretty fast. They're pretty darn fast despite their lack of armor. It's like so at default they're at 40, but if they wear any additional armor, they're gonna be slower naturally. So yeah, I would say their melees, at least half their melees are heavily armored or armored, and the other half are unarmored. So wearing just like a helmet, maybe and some hides. The others are wearing like actual armor to actually defend against heavy blows. So anyway, at this point, we have made our moves. Right, we're gonna start with Vaile here. He got down. He fires his bow across the field. Let's see if he lands a hit. 2 in 6 chance. Nope. All right, no chance. It's 1 arrow off.
With it being a warbow, does that not help with those odds and the higher decks?
No. This is just more of luck lining up a shot here. So it's a trap check because they can see the arrows coming from a great distance. It's rolling to see if any of them are surprised by an arrow, right? Not ready to like dodge an arrow from this distance, right?
I joke.
So it's roll.
Yep. I got you.
Yep, mostly just luck. Yeah, it's triggering trap. All right, let's see. 1 arrow off. Where's that? Okay, nope. Arrows. Here, 9 shots remain. All right, so the army at down was advancing still. They were closing another 20 feet. It's gonna be a while before they close the distance. Kirsten gets his 10. Oh wait, Kirsten, were you shooting or were you moving?
I was moving.
Okay, so you get your 10. Missiles move their 15 and try firing again from our side. Okay, so our side fires missiles. Do we land any hits? Possibly 4. Getting at 20s. Lucky shots. Nope. Alright. Maybe a weapon malfunction from one of our guys. Alright. And Johnson also missed.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, enemy side. They held the line. They see we're advancing still. Right. And they decide to keep firing on our troop. Another 6 shots come our way. They focus fire on the army of Del and on Vail and his horse. So let's see. 1 on the horse, 1 on Vail, 4 on the army.
As
Okay.
as they get closer to me. Sorry, after that middle you want to ask what continue.
All our misses against the army of Del. Okay, let's check out the horse. Nothing on the horse. Check out Vail. Nothing on Vail. Alright, that was that round concluded. Round 4. Okay, Vail, it's your turn again. What do you want to say?
As they come through my area, I'm going to cast haste so our archers can fire at double speed.
Okay, so when they get close enough, you're gonna cast it. So,
It should be coming through my square, right?
I mean, they're 30 feet away still. They're moving at 15 feet, right?
Oh shit.
Let's see.
My bad. I saw Army at Deln. I'm still driving, so sorry.
Okay.
I was thinking it was them. My bad.
The missiles are a little further back.
So yeah,
They'll be here
get within
soon.
range. Get within range, and then go ahead and do it. Yeah. Until they continue doing what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're moving toward the missile, guys, to cast it.
Yep.
Okay, so you're running over there. As you're moving, you're putting your bow away and taking out your scroll, right? So.
Uh-huh.
Alright, that's fine. You're joining them, trying to meet them halfway, so you can cast haste over them. The army of Down advances
Let me
at
get
a
back
rate
to
of
the damn
20
horse.
feet. Alright. That'll be your next action, but you're moving on foot toward them right now. Christian moves his 10. The missiles move their 20, or I meant 15, and then fire. Okay, here comes our side. 5 shots from our side. 2 possible hits.
Ooh.
Both are misses. Checking on Johnson.
Alright, come on.
Nope, not a chance.
No.
Alright,
No, I'm going to start serving my arrows.
Bell got over to a crew, and he starts casting a scroll. And then, of course, that's his next round's action, of course. Vale, you know, or before that, of course, the enemy have to take their turn as well. So, let me give the enemy their turn. Their turn is just to fire another volley. Just the rest of them hold the line. 4 possible hits. They focus their shots on the army. No hits. Alright, so pretty standard protocol here. Still a large distance between us and them, right? As we move across. We've suffered 4 volleys already. No hits. As expected. Alright, Vale's casting. Missiles are moving. Christian's moving. We're trying to keep up. Army of Down is moving. Okay. At the end of the round, Vale's spell's gonna go off, right? So it hasn't gone off yet. Missiles are firing. Here comes the missiles on our side. Actually,
Dungeon Master.
what's up? You want to change your action?
I'm going. Yeah.
Okay, what are you trying to do?
Because I'm going to run out of arrows way before we get there. I wasn't prepared for war.
Yeah.
Is it be possible to start collecting any missed arrows that were fired upon Army
Yeah.
of Dale as we walk by?
Yeah, you could. Do you want to take the round to
Yeah.
recollect an arrow?
Yeah, I'm going to just take a round of this. Like, alright, time to recycle.
Yeah, well,
Fireback.
you'll have to the arrows, yeah, probably in the past areas that were fired earlier, right? You're picking up an arrow there. So it'll
Yes.
take you around.
I need
Recover
arrows,
1 arrow.
man.
Okay. Anyway, there will be a 50% chance it's recoverable, right? Otherwise, it's bent or broken. So, as you pull it from the dirt. Okay, they're cheap arrows. Anyway, our side, with our, I forgot to roll 1 more. Okay, 4 possible hits from our side. All are misses. 2 weapon malfunctions. Okay, I think that's 3 weapon malfunctions. I forgot to check for that. So, should be a total of 3 weapon malfunctions. They have to repair their weapons during the march. So the missiles are delayed. Vale, of course, spent that round also delayed. He's picking up arrows. Or not Vale, Christian. No, not Christian.
Yeah.
Johnson. Johnson's picking up arrows. Vale casted a
Yeah.
spell. Christian is advancing. I'm trying to keep up. Alright.
I can pick up arrows faster now.
Enemies, archers. Let's see if anything land their hits. No chance. Okay.
Dang, that's a lot of 6s.
Alright, so now spell went off, haste has been casted, and the archers of our troop are able to start firing at twice the rate, right? If they want to. So they start to
Alpha
feel
should
the
have twice
haste, right?
speed, right?
What was that? They'll move faster
I
to
should
you.
have twice movement speed as well, right?
Yeah, wherever the haste was casted. Let's see. Check spells.
No, I'm saying me. Like, I should have it.
Yeah, for sure. Haste is level 3 spell. Let's see. Yeah. So range is 124.
They only have
24
6
feet.
archers.
Up to 24 creatures in a
Right,
diameter
right.
area are enchanted. Okay. So you have to pick a diameter area and they're enchanted. So target. So duration, you have to cast it on something. It's at a range of 240 feet. And then from that position, a 60-foot diameter area are enchanted to be able to move and act twice as quickly. So you cast it on yourself, I suppose, right?
Yeah, and everybody, archers and the banelings, if they're within,
Okay.
range.
So wherever you move a 60-foot diameter around you, right, is going to be enchanted.
Yep.
So, subject's maximum
Gotcha.
movement rate doubled. Okay. Alright, so yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the ruling. We'll start with the Army of Down. They advanced. They're 20 feet further around. They were out of the 60-foot diameter, I think. Yeah, that'd be here. So unless you were moving with them, they'd move at double speed. Vale, your follow-up action after casting the spell is to remount or something else.
Now, I should, because I'm mounted, right? I should have double speed on a horse, correct?
You're not mounted yet. You spent the round casting your spell.
Well, no, I'm saying, once I get on the horse,
Oh,
I should
yeah.
have double speed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
mounted, right?
Yep, your horse will be hasted too.
Alright, good shit.
Up to
So,
24
in that
creatures.
case, perfect.
I would say that 24 creatures are of your choosing, right? So up to 24 creatures in a 60-foot diameter are enchanted. So,
Gotcha. Well, my bad. I miscalculated, but fuck it, it's already
Is
there.
my movement speed also up with haste?
What?
Is my movement speed up with haste?
yes, you're going to be moving faster if Vale's nearby.
Okay.
So Vale's going to his horse to remount. He has to get to his horse first to remount. And the missiles advance 30 feet before firing twice. So
Yeah.
we're moving a lot faster. They suddenly feel the haste, right? Right, some type of adrenaline starts pumping, magical haste, right? They start moving way quicker, enchanted, right? Supernaturally faster. They start moving, light on their feet, and start firing twice the rate. Christian, you're moving 20 feet now instead. They're moving,
Yes.
they're moving 40 feet. They're still out moving you, but they're moving a lot faster and they're firing unstable
Okay.
shots. So here comes their unstable shots. Right. So let's see if any of them have a chance of hitting. Right. So we have 5 shooters, not including Johnson. Johnson gets a separate roll. Okay.
Yeah, I'm also picking up arrows.
All right. Yeah. So you last turn you picked up an arrow, so you got 1 arrow back. I'll say every 2 arrows is a broken one, so you have to pick up another arrow. Or actually, I'll just roll for it.
Yep.
Okay, it was good. Even's gonna be broken. So you got a good arrow when you picked it up last round. This round, are you firing with the troop? Are you regrouping and firing, or actually, you have to spend the round regrouping? Do you want to regroup, or do you want to keep finding arrows, or something else?
I'm going to. I'm going to regroup, but not fire.
Okay, yeah. So you're gonna regroup. You won't be able to fire anyway.
Yeah.
See, because they're a bit further.
Yeah, I'm preserving my ammo.
Okay, reserved for later. Okay. Alright, so yeah, you regroup to the missiles. You were further back, but you start running after them. Vale, of course, moves at the rate of, he's a medium foot, so 40 feet. He already got to his horse. He mounted up. So you're mounted for this round, and that should be the end of our side. Now it's the enemy side. Right, the enemies fire on our troop. 6 of them shooting. Oh wait, did I get our double volley? Double volley. This is our side still. Okay, 2 more chances to hit. Oh, 1 hit.
And not
Nice.
20.
With a haste spell with
Hell
a
yeah.
second volley. Right, the arrows fly overhead, and we land another hit, or one of the hits. Okay, one of theirs takes damage. We have longbowmen firing. So, right, or they're probably equipped with the best bow possible for footmen. So warbows can never be used on horse. Longbows possibly can be used on horse, but warbows are way too big to be used on foot. I mean on horseback.
Yeah.
So they're using warbows. They're footmen anyway, so they have no reason not to have it. That means their damage is D10s, so they go and deal double here against a berserker.
Ooh.
11 damage against
Should be
berserker.
good.
We check his hit die. Yeah, berserker's got hit die of 1+1. Okay. Right then. 1+1. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, he's killed.
Awesome.
Alright. The enemy dropped to 11. Right, one of their frontliners were shot dead. Arrow finally went through.
Am I within range?
A great distance.
great range.
Suddenly, you somehow start firing at twice the rate and moving twice the rate. So, we'll see Berserker's reaction to that. They're gonna make a morale check, right? Seeing the enemy moving twice the rate and firing twice the rate, maybe they're gonna change their idea, right? Of course, if they fail the morale check, they're gonna withdraw, right, and abandon the position. If they pass, they'll hold the line. 8 against the morale. Morale score is 12. They hold the line. Yeah.
Yes.
Berserkers don't fail.
Yeah, they
They-
can't fail.
That's crazy.
You know,
Fight to the
I
death.
always
Like,
keep
once
seeing
they have a
you
decision.
rolling 8s every time you roll morale. It's like really funny. It's like, huh?
7
Those
is on
eights.
average with 2d6, so 8 is pretty high up there. Or most
It's
likely
just
up
really
there.
funny.
Okay, so that was our side. Let me check the enemy side. Possibly 2 hits, or 3. I mean, possibly 3 hits. 3 lineups, misfires. Forgot though, I kind of messed up here. I'll do it next round, but half of our guys are not gonna fire because they're supposed to do a weapons check. They didn't repair their bows technically, so next round, just to make up for it, only
I mean, they
2 will fire.
they got double speed, so they could repair and then see what I'm saying. And fire once.
Yeah, it's just double attack, double movement. So, all right.
Got it.
Okay, Army of Deln advances instead of 20, it's 40 feet now. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Missiles advancing 30, right? Double of 15. So, let's see, missiles. 1, 2, 3. VAIEL on horseback. Are you riding ahead? How far east do you want to go? You can go double now, up to 160, right?
I'm gonna get behind the group. I'm gonna continue behind the group. I thought I was going to do what I was gonna do earlier, but I had a different plan.
Alright, continue to give them haste,
And
right? You want to stay between them, missiles and the Army of Deln? Provide them both haste, right?
yeah, I want to finish the haste. And is casting on horseback possible? Like, this is like a genuine question because I don't know if it is or not.
It is, yeah, because you only need 3 things. See your enemy, speak the words, and hand gesture. So as long as you're not holding the reins anymore, you're like, hold it. Or maybe just one
Good.
hand on the rein, you can cast, yeah.
Just letting it trot. Just letting him trot, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cast visibility.
Ooh.
Okay, so you kick your horse to move forward, right? And as it's riding forward, you're casting you're pulling out a scroll, right? This round, and then you're gonna start to read.
Yep.
Okay, so it's halfway through the round.
Since I'm mounted, I'm hoping it'll make the horse invisible too. But if it doesn't, that's fair.
All right, I'll see. We'll see. Christian, you were advancing as fast as you could, 20 feet, but they're starting to leave you in the dust, right? You're the heavy, you're like a tank, right? Tank being left behind. The forward march at the moment. Alright, as we advanced, as VAIEL prepared spells, Johnson, right? I don't know, Ming, you can't do much here. You're just moving, all of them are just moving. You guys just full movement, so it's been pretty tame for, little to no activity with the army.
Okay.
Let me know if you want to change your action at any point, but yeah, for now you're just moving with the army.
Approximately how far away are we?
We are, we're getting closer for sure now. Let's see. This is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We are
I gotta go to
100 yards
I'll
out.
be back.
We're at 300 feet now, so we're getting closer. Almost there.
300.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. I'll maintain for now.
Johnson, do you want to start firing with the bowmen or still hold? Just keep moving with them. The bowmen are about to run out of arrows, I think. They started with 20, so actually they should have. They're gonna at 10 arrows. They're gonna probably hold fire. So they've already fired like 6 or 8 arrows, something like that. They're gonna start the volley soon as they move. Do you wanna keep firing, by the way? Yeah, 8. They already fired 8 shots. Probably gonna do their last volley, and then they're gonna hold and fire later. But yeah. So Johnson, you're gonna hold fire, or are you gonna fire another volley? We got 1 kill. All right, I guess he's holding. He's not saying anything. Okay. So here comes our side first. We'll start with our side, doesn't matter. The army of Deln advances in our 40 feet this turn. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So the army just pushes ahead in our 40 feet. VAIEL, of course, you are in the middle of casting. You're still casting as you're riding along. And you started your cast and all that. Our missiles moved their 30 and then fired. Christian moved his 20. Missiles firing overhead. This probably is their final volley. Like I said, they're gonna skip. 3 of them are gonna skip their shots for a weapons check. Weapons fix. So only 2 will fire, but with haste, of course. The 4 chances for them to hit. All were misses. Okay. All right. So all were misses roughly. Estimate. Right. All were missed this. Enemies return fire. 6 shots headed our way. Nothing hits the army of Deln. Alright, at this point, halfway through this round, of course, VAIEL went invisible, possibly. Because he cast in the previous round. It goes halfway, and then, of course, it triggers halfway through this current round. So, let's see. Let me check invisibility real quick. Alright, based on this, it says caster and or an other creature or object. So yeah, it's just you. If cast on a creature, any gear subject to carrying, it's also rendered invisible. So it's one object, or it's a creature and the gear that it's carrying, right? But as soon as any of that gear is
in this
removed,
case, technically, wouldn't I be the gear because I'm riding it?
okay, yeah, that's true. So if you choose the creature as the target and you as the gear, if you get off the horse, you're no longer invisible. Does that make sense?
I would be.
Because it's a removal of gear.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
So everything on the horse is considered gear. He is the target, and everything on him is the gear. If anything is removed, whether it's an arrow, anything, right, the invisibility ends. Make sense? So.
Yeah, so as long as it's within everything, so me and gear. If it falls off, it's visible.
Yeah.
I shoot, it's visible. Yeah, I get him. Alright, so perfect. In that case, since he's invisible, I'm invisible, I'm going to go ahead and start flanking.
Okay, so. Alright. But the horse will remain visible, by the way. So if you get off the horse, right, you'll become visible because you're the gear, but the horse will remain invisible unless it chooses to end the spell itself or
perfect. That's what I wanted.
attack. So the horse is invisible now. You're invisible as well. as you move along the army of down, you just suddenly disappear, right? Just vanish. The scroll is expended as well, so let me just expend it real quick. Pretty powerful scroll. Let's see. Wait, do you have invisibility?
But I should have it.
Was that purchased when you made the purchase when the army gave you the gold, or?
Nope. Whenever I was making the gold purchases, that was going to be Fireball.
Yeah.
And that was going to be Haste.
I see Fireball on you.
So I already had one Fireball, right?
Yeah, you got Web, Flowing Disc, Continual Dim
Well, I
Light.
had bought a second one.
Alright, because I checked everything, so I might have maybe not heard you or something. Okay.
Did you guys heard me buy that, right?
Yeah.
Visibility?
Yeah, I 100% purchased it.
Yeah, I heard him say he wanted to purchase invisibility.
Okay, okay. We can make the purchase right now. That's fair. Alright, so...
Yeah, that's fine. Just take it out. It's whatever.
it's 40.
I have to do this to
230.
get this success because I can pretty much annihilate half their army right now.
Yeah, alright. So you're invisible. Okay. While you advance invisible, the spell went off halfway through that round. What would be your follow-up action? You would have 5 more seconds. Just keep moving with the army, or something else?
I'm going to break from the army. That way I'm clear from getting hit by any strays.
Okay. But if you
I'm
break,
going to
then
go...
their haste is going to be removed once you get far enough, right?
That's fine. They're not firing anyhow.
Okay. So here's the radius, by the way. It was a 60-foot radius, right? So...
Yep. And the horse can move 80 feet, so with haste, it'd be 160.
So this is the radius of your haste, by the way.
Peak
Okay.
radio.
It's pretty good. I'll make this follow you.
I'm going to go ahead. And the enemy is north, right? Or is it east?
East.
I'm driving. I can't. Okay,
You're
so
good.
what I'm gonna go north northeast.
North northeast. Okay, so mostly north. Okay. Riding north northeast.
Yes, yeah, mostly north straight up. Yeah, and then I'm gonna go straight east as fast as I can until I can get behind them.
Okay. How far north northeast do you want to move until you start going east only?
Just about. I'd say
Your rate is
blocks, but-
160 feet.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go 40 feet north northeast and then straight east.
North northeast. Okay. For 40 feet and then east for the remainder. All right.
Yep, straight east.
Missiles
One
are
block,
advancing
30,
and
whatever,
fire,
same
or
thing.
they're just advancing at this point. Christian, you're just advancing. Unless you speak up if you want to change it up, but I'm just gonna go with what I think. All right, so we can save some time. All right. So Army of Downs is gonna move their as VAILE is riding away. They can move with haste one last time. All right, so they'll do their 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 40. VAILE begins his approach to the north, so 40 feet north northeast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then of course began going east for a total of 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. The missiles, of course, at this point drop down to their they're moving full speed now, 30, right? Because they're not firing anymore. So 1, 2, 3. Christian moves his 10. 1. Christian's being left behind. And as we're moving, the enemy troop continue firing volleys. VAILE is invisible. The volleys come overhead onto the army. Right. Let's see if any of these land a hit. Alright. Incoming arrows. 2 possible hits on the army. The goal is to have no casualties to win the battle with any little to no risk, right? Alright. So the army stands strong. They defend against another volley. The enemies have suffered 1 casualty. Right. Back to Vale. You're at this position here. Do you want to keep riding on the enemy's position? You're invisible still. You are roughly...
Yeah, keep riding onto the enemy's position.
Okay.
I want to go to their flank, literally. I just
Yeah,
want to run
hit the
straight
flank.
past them to their flank.
Alright, you get into the north flank of them. As Vale
Correct.
plans on riding ahead, further east, the army continues marching east. Speak up if you want to change direction. And the missiles continue east, and Christian will continue east. Again, speak up if you want to change direction. But of course, the more changes you do, the slower we move. Right. Alright. Vale is advancing his 120 then, or no, 160. So 30, 60, 90, 120. Alright, plenty of speed to close the distance on the flank. And then the army of down moved there 20. The missiles moved there 30. Christian moved his 10. Christian's being fucking left behind. Alright, the army of berserkers continue firing their volley of arrows for their turn. The melee holds the line. Right. 1 possible hit. Weapons check. Alright. Vale, you are flanking at this point. What's your next move?
Keep going behind them. I want to be completely out of their vision before I start casting.
Okay, you're going to the rear. Alright.
Yep.
I think, by the way, although you're invisible, they can hear you. Let me double check. If they hear something, a thundering hooves.
I should be
Okay,
far enough
so-
away. That's why I was trying to get far enough away.
Yours about 45 feet north of them, if that's okay.
Shit, I was trying to get a little further than that, but I mean, it is
You
what it
did
is.
40 feet north,
Makes you
north
paranoid.
east, if you remember, right? You were originally directly
Yeah,
west
yeah,
of him, so I gave you a little
It is what it
leeway.
is.
It's
Yep.
45, right? Maybe I'll let you go a little
Yep.
further north, but understand, yeah, you chose 40 feet north, so technically you should actually be maybe 30 feet, right? Because northeast is not directly
Yeah, I
north,
should, my brother.
so
My mistake. It is
Okay.
what it is.
alright. Okay, so yeah, you're casting it, or you're moving still around them, so they can hear thundering hooves, right? They don't see anything, but they can hear it, right? Just going right past their troop. And they're maybe gonna react accordingly, create a circle, but that's gonna weaken their shield wall. Alright,
Yep.
the army of down is advancing, right? They did their 20 just now. Okay, the missiles do their 30. Christian, poor Christian, does his 10. Right, he's getting left in the dust.
You made
Um,
it, buddy. You made it.
It means
then
he's safe.
the dust cloud.
Yeah, unironically, he might be the one who lives
Survives.
if everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Even though he's a fighter meant to be in the front lines, he's slow. He's like, oh man.
he needs a horse. Alright, 2 possible hits on the army. Both misses. Alright. Vale, of course, easily moved around them. How far east of their position do you want to be?
I want to be about 200 feet.
Okay, so
Away.
it's going to take 2 more rounds. Or 1 more round after this one.
That's fine.
Because you're at 180.
And then
so-
once I get there, I'm going to go ahead and cast Fireball on the set of archers. The reason why I'm running where I am so I can see exactly their positions. And being that I'm on a horse, I should have enough sight to see exactly where the bunch of archers is and light them up in the archers with the fire.
Alright, so you're a decent speed
Makes
away.
sense.
Yeah. You're about 160 feet east of them right now. So it should take another round to get there. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, the army of down is approaching at 20 feet right still. The missile is approaching at 30 feet right, catching up to the army. Christian doing his very best to keep up. Arrows incoming. 4 possible hits. 1 weapon malfunction. I'll do that. Alright. All misses.
That's a really high roll, though. Jesus.
Yeah.
19.
You're gonna be coming into range of their close, or soon we're gonna be in their accurate range. Accurate range for the longbow. Or they're firing with, I think they're firing with, okay, warbows are for just footmen, English loanwomen type civvies. They probably are using either longbows or, yeah, composite bows. I think they're using longbows. So they're using longbow, therefore the range I think is 240 feet accurate range. Let me see if that's within yet. So 30, 60, 90. Oh yeah, so they're gonna stop doing volleys soon. They're gonna start just actually firing straight shots to us instead of volleys.
Do I have
their last volley?
Is it within my accurate range too of my bow?
What kind of bow you got?
The
Composite. Okay, so same as crossbows, 240 or something, right? So
positive.
yeah, should be. Let's see. You're with the missiles right now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. Okay, so we're at 210 feet. So it's just at a -1. That's it. But no longer is it volley fire. It's accurate fire now.
Okay.
You want to take a shot? They do have shield wall though. So.
Wait, what did you say?
They have a shield wall, so you don't have to do the trap check anymore, but it's still only in that 20 hits, pretty much, against the shield wall. Lucky hit.
Hold.
Hold? Okay.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Alright, Christian does his 10. Did we already do his? No. Yeah, okay, we did. Alright, so... yeah, the army just did their shots just now, the enemy army. So they did their shots. They failed. Alright, so back to VAIEL. So VAIEL, of course, gets into his position. He wanted to be 200 feet, roughly, east of the enemy. So VAIEL, you got
They
your 200.
advanced. By the time they advanced, at the end of their advancement, my spell should go off directly where I want it to.
On their rear. They're not
And then after the
advancing.
spell goes off, I'm pulling out the composite.
They're holding the line still.
Yeah, that's still
Okay.
different.
So you want to just hold?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, 200 is fine. Just go ahead and start casting.
Okay, what are you casting? Fireball?
Fireball.
Okay.
On their group of archers.
On their archers? Okay. They're creating a circle,
Yep.
by the way, right now. So the archers are in the middle of it. So your ball would be fired, and it'd actually be intercepted by possibly their shield wall, right? Okay.
Either way, send it. Hopefully it'll get where I want. I should be on my horse, so I have a little bit of a higher, vantage point. I'm hoping that helps some, but.
All right. Yeah.
Okay,
Possibly can fire overhead, right? Overhead into the midst of their ranks. If they're, they're doing a circle right now, so. They're forming a circle. They hear themselves being surrounded by some strange sorcery, right? They heard the thundering hooves across the open steppe, right? Army of DELN'S, they march again, 20 feet toward the east on the position of the enemy troop. Missiles did their 30. They have fully caught up with the army now. Christian does his 10. Poor Christian.
Come on, Christian. You can get up with us.
Here comes the enemy shots. They're accurate fire. We're exchanging accurate fire now. So we are staggered. We are open ranks right now. Our missiles are starting to return fire. They're starting to return fire. 6, they're not closing their walls yet. Their walls are still open. They're circle formation but open so that their bows can fire. Their bows are continually firing toward the west, and we're starting to return fire. Our ranks are open as well, so our missiles can possibly be hit. And that's the case. Missiles are exchanging attacks. Both sides' missiles have half cover. So, but they're targeting missiles. We're targeting their missiles, possibly. Or it's up to our troops. Our troops are, gonna try to hit their missiles, the gaps of their shield wall, right, where the enemies are peeking. So, rolling to fire. I'm gonna do party initiative. We got 2. They got 2 simultaneous. It's all at once, so people can die at the same time, right?
Ooh.
So, of our ranks, 5 shooters, right? Going up against their berserkers, low armor, but shields protecting, offering half cover to their shooters. And then double that, of course, against arrows. Or it's just more like a wall, actually. So they're acting as walls. Alright, so therefore they target the enemy shooters. I think 2 of those might actually hit from our side. Our archers hold position and fire, so for accurate fire. They're not running and firing. So they held and they fired. I think 2 are hits, against the enemy archers. The others are misses. Possibly 1 more hit. An 8. No, that's a miss, The others are hits then. At least that 14 should still be a hit barely. Okay. Damage. our troops are firing for damage of, we'll just do the, here's one of the damages against one archer, 1 damage against an archer who has 7, so one of theirs has 8, or we'll just mark it on the map. So there's one of the archers with 7 hit points now. Okay, and then another roll to hit. Damage, we killed one just now. 1 archer down. So I'll mark this as it was 17 to begin with, or 18 to begin. A third were 19, I think, right? No, the beginning of 18. A third of their troops was archers. So now there's 11 footmen, and there are 5 archers left of their ranks. Okay, and then that's our side shots. Let's see their side shots. It's simultaneous. They still get their full archer count of 6 shots, right? Because it was simultaneous. So that 1 archer down there, so that died, possibly got a kill before he died. Alright, 1 weapon check. Our guys are archers. They're taking fire. They're equipped with heavy gamisons, helmets, and a default armor class. Let's check their default armor class. These are considered fighters, level 1 fighters roughly. So yeah, it's just gonna be armor class of 5, armor class 5 pretty much. They've got cover from the shield, so it drops armor class 3. So basically should only be like 16s or higher to hit. Well, it's close range. I don't know, is that far range? Far range though. So yeah, pretty much at 16 around there should be a hit. So 2 hits on our own guys, hit by longbows. So we take fire. 2 of our archers that were peeking behind the shield wall get hit by enemy fire. So here comes damage first. 2 against one of our guys. Alright, one of our archers went down.
Oh no.
That's unfortunate. We had a total of 5 archers in our ranks, I think. Yeah, 5 grenadiers. So 4 left. Let's check the other guy. Did he survive it? 3 damage against. Yeah, we lost 2 archers just now. So as we open ranks, we take fire as well as we're firing at the enemy, and 2 of our guys get shot in the face, right, or in the chest and the face, and go down, right. So we start to close rank. Okay, ranks are closing. Their ranks will probably be closing soon too. But as that was happening, near the end of the round, a flaming bowl comes flying their way from the east, right. At the end of the round, because VAIEL casted it, say, you know, start of the round. He probably equipped his scroll while he was writing. Casted it just now, and it's fully casted at the end of the round. So as they were firing, they had their shield wall. Our troop was, of course, taking fire, suffered 2 casualties. Christian got his 10. Alright. Our army held the line, or started to close rank. Right after our shooters went down and such, we took fire. 2 down. Fireball coming in, right? Radius of, I think, 30 feet. Let me double check. Fireball.
I think it's 20 feet.
Yeah, 20 feet, you're right. So, a 40-foot circle. So it does hit the shield wall first. It's a ball of fire. And of course, streaks towards the point within range, detonates a 20-foot radius spear, right? I suppose since you're on horseback, given the angle, you can kind of see the back lines of their archers, right, in that circle. So you fire into the backs of the archers, right? Does that make sense? So if we had a circle formation, for example, you understand the situation, all right? So fire overhead, over their shield wall, over the shield wall and into the backs of the archers who are facing west, behind the western side of their circle formation.
Correct.
All right, so you fired overhead. Therefore, it lands into position. It is magical damage, and it blows from fire 40-foot radius. They have 6, or their troop size. Let's see how large their circle is, real quick. Their ranks were open, so just to give an idea of how spread out they were. Let me see if 40 feet can encompass all of them. So if we had barbarians, for example.
Let's the goal
Berserkers.
for balls OP in situations like this.
They were spread out, right? Because they had open ranks.
The issue I was running into was getting shot while casting. And then I forgot I had invisibility. I was like, oh shit, I bought that.
Oh yeah, that's right. So once you cast that spell, of course, your invisibility is gone, right? So,
Of course.
but
Go
hopefully
from a
it's all
combo
that
and
you
start
need.
moving.
Alright, so I just gotta make sure that they can encompass a open ranks formation of, consisting of course, their melee, which is a total of, what was it, 11 melee? So, it has to be a small
Eliminate the
circle.
archers, I can start picking off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, their formation looks something like, because they had a circle formation, right? It's a little bigger than this, so.
An oval.
Yeah, so something like that. Their archers were within all this, and I gotta see if 40 feet can encompass that. So your radius of
The
explosion,
archers getting hit either way.
it lands here. Of course, it went overhead, 40-foot radius, something like this. So the guys to the east might be safe, but yeah, it lands in the archer's position,
That's fine.
overhead. So some of these guys feel the heat wave behind them, but all these guys are blasted. So at least 2/3 are just completely annihilated by fire, magical fire. Magical fire hits the deck, blows up the position, right? Explodes like a shell of artillery, right? And they all take 1d6 per level with the caster. You're a level 2 caster, so 2d6 double damage because magical saving throw versus spells. So I'll get a saving throw at least. So all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus the archers. There are a total of 5 archers in the ranks, so we'll put the archers down on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, they were firing behind their staggered formation onto ours, right? And they got hit, of course. So, again, out of their whole troop, he's in the target, he's in target. So 2, 4, all archers, that's 9. All these guys, it's another 4, so 13. 13 targets. Saving throws 13 total. Okay, let's do 13. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Any of these that are their roll to pass the spells roll is let's see, saving throw as a, or versus against spells 16. Okay, so I need 16 or higher to pass. Alright, I see you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes. Alright, so I'm gonna say the ones that pass are the ones furthest away from the explosion. So these 4 here, and then maybe this guy too will pass. Alright, the others start taking full damage. Alright, just to make it easy, the damage, of course, 2d6 doubled, 46, and they're all taking the same damage except the outer guys. Right, they take half of this, so they all take 10 damage. The other ones take 5 damage. So all of these are blown to bits, right? They're exploded into bits. Explosion of fire. They go flying, right? Burning up from an explosion of fire.
Overkill.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the meat
exploded
sauce with
the
the short wall's broken.
Killionaire. Was that 10? Killionaire. I got a killionaire, boys.
Alright. The others
Nice.
took 5 damage. So let's see how many hit points they had. They have a chance of survival.
Damn.
Dead. Yeah, or dying. 2 of them are dying. The others are all dead. So
Now the ones that are left, I got 2 magic missiles I can cast from my memory. Go
This
ahead and
guy's
start
dying.
submitting those.
Right, this guy's dying.
Because I memorized, I have turn. So
they're at 0 hits.
I can
They're
cast 2 in
dying.
1 turn.
This is beautiful. That
It's
was
not
beautiful.
spells, bro. So yeah, haste only affects missiles or normal attacks and
Oh,
movement.
my bad.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't know why I said that. I knew the rule. I don't know why I said that. I have a rule in my game that does that. Sorry. Continue.
All good. All right, so yeah, that's how it kind of looks there. Let's see. Back to the main medium scale maps. That's for small scale. Medium scale map. VAIEL no longer invisible.
Fucking
Blew their
hell.
position. Annihilated the ranks. Let's see. The last guys. Morale check, probably.
to get a 12 for them to run.
Yeah. So on a 12, I'm gonna say they retreat, right? Otherwise, they'll just stand there and keep fighting, right? So usually it's
Yeah, they're
equal
about to
to or
die.
lower, but I'm gonna say on the 12 they can retreat. There's at least one chance that they'll retreat. So
Yeah.
over
They're
half
got
of them has
you
died.
know.
They're gonna fight to the very end. These last three, right? They scream and holler. These berserkers, they have a mission. Two of theirs are dying, right? But they stand their ground. This ball of flame here, right? Just on the field of battle. Our own men, seeing that, of course, can open ranks again for our shooters to fire, right? On the exposed enemy. They fire.
May I?
What's up? Yeah.
May I join in the firing?
Yeah, of course.
Again?
Yeah, you can start opening fire. They will actually do one more advance before we fire. So as the enemy stand their ground and try to recover from the blast, we did one more advance before we fired. So it's Army of Down moving 20. Archers moving past the Army of Down of 30. So the archers moved past. Alright, the last two archers, which will include the Sergeant Yun. She's of the archer ranks. And of course one of her other archers. The Grenadiers, of course, they have guns, but there's too far of a shot to make an accurate shot, so they hold fire. Not going to waste it here. Sergeant Yan and her archer and you move up to the position to fire. Meaning, if you want, you can do the same, or you can cast a spell in the last few.
Yeah. So if I'm within 240 feet, I want to cast that sleep spell.
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, we'll say your spell already went off, because you were already ready to cast it. So while they were in the recovery stage, while the troop were advancing, you did not advance with them. You cast it instead of advancing. So as they move into position, you might have already slept the enemy. While that was happening, of course, Vaile, did you want to do anything? Or did you just want to ride up or something else? There's last three Berserkers ready to fight, hold the line.
So why not? It's on my memory, so
You
I
wish.
have 2 magic memory here. Magic missiles
Okay,
memorized
yeah.
today, so go ahead, shoot
Immediately
one
launch
magic
them.
missile.
Yeah. So you have to cast a spell still. So 10 seconds to cast it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, so as you're casting, of course, we have the other guy casting his memorized sleep, right, for the day. So you both are casting a spell. You'll be able to target one. He'll be able to target the others. Christian's still running it behind, right?
Yeah.
The ranks. He really needs a freaking horse. It's a heavy. Okay. Alright. And I think this is the end of the battle. So, of course, that sleep spell will go off without a hitch, right? All of them should be targeted. And then here's their saving throws against sleep. Alright. What the fuck? They fought it off, right? They fought off the magic. They shake it off. A missile launches in their position. They get behind their shields. They're just back to back, right? But it's an automatic hit if you can see your target. So you casted the spell, but you don't have to launch it. How it goes, of course, you have to see your target. Shields are a way to cover yourself. So if you don't see the actual target, right, you see a wall instead. Walls count as covered. So
Just go ahead and
count as
cast my other memorized one.
Just get it ready.
And then if they break it, just light them up. Yeah.
They take
Because I have
complete
2
cover.
memorized at the end of the day, so.
Yeah, they just like create a turtle, right? So you can't you have no, you can see the shields. You can cast it on the shield, but and hope that it blows up the shield and it goes into them. But it's not. Maybe you want to wait until they open ranks or get closer. But they
That's what I'm
crouch
saying.
down. Yeah.
Like, go ahead and get the second one
Prepare
ready.
another one.
And
Yeah.
then as soon as it
Absolutely.
opens up, light them up.
All right. The sleep failed on them. They fall off the magic. Their other 2 guys are
It's
dying.
crazy.
Immediately just fall
Yeah.
asleep. Missiles open fire. Here comes the missile fire. First 2 are from the sergeant and her fellow archer. Okay, sergeant got a 10. Her fellow archer weapons malfunction. Here comes Johnson.
Alright, I have a question.
Yeah.
These cities suck.
What's your question?
I was gonna say, so do I have any bonuses on my shooting?
You do. As a thief, you have backstab. So backstab means unaware. That means they don't see or hear you. They technically can't. They're hiding behind their shield, so it's partial backstab. And of course, you're shooting from behind them. You're not shooting behind. You're shooting into them. So therefore, you get a partial. So you can take a +4 hit, which is what I recommend. So you have a higher chance to hit. But either way, I think it's still a miss. They have a shield wall, so missiles are super weak against shields naturally. So, but it's your best option until they open ranks. So.
Okay.
All right.
That's good to know.
Yep, you land a hit on the shield. Right, shields are the counters to missiles, and also to magic. Right, because it counts as cover. You got to see your target.
That's
See.
cool. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, otherwise, right, how would you
Shields
counter that kind of stuff, right? You need a wall,
Yeah,
cover, and concealment.
that's yeah,
Right.
it's so cool.
Right, lots of tactics in the game. That way, fighters have a chance, right, against enemy fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
I always had an issue with that in 5e.
All right. Full defense. Okay, you're down in narrow. Yeah, they're just holding the line. They're not gonna move. It looks like so the army is just gonna move in and surround them pretty much. To wrap it up, so you guys don't have to do anything. The army will just move in, close and destroy the enemy. Right? If you really want to, you can ride up there and just prepare to launch the spell. If you want, but that'll be to your expense. So
Go the safe route. Yeah, dude,
take
go
the
the safe route always.
the army moves in to take them down. It's freaking. They're just gonna finish them off. We have grenadiers, right? They're basically the melee's gonna surround them. Then they're gonna throw grenades in there. If they open rank, of course, we're gonna slaughter them like lambs. So that's what ends up happening. Pretty much is they hold the line. Our grenadiers cook grenades, right? They toss them into the fucking shield formation at their feet. They open ranks,
So
even
fun.
if they did, right? They're just dead, right? They blew up. We kept their distance. So the battle is won, right? Naturally, we have sustained 2 casualties. We couldn't make the final push, but we're going to report back to town why we did. We encountered a foreign troop in the area, possibly more somewhere else. It's going to report back to town. The enemy position wasn't taken yet. And we don't want to... I mean, if you really want to push on a little longer, we could, but we've already expended a lot of our energy and resources on this large open battle. 2 casualties, and a bunch of ammunition was spent, and you guys probably used up a bunch of your spells. So...
Yeah.
You guys, if you really want to, we can maybe push ahead and try to take the fortress, but I don't think we have the energy, right,
Nah,
and resources.
I don't have the time to start the game.
Yeah.
But,
So,
this should get us renowned at least.
yep, you'll get paid your
I
daily
need more
wages, and you'll get paid a small split of the spoils, right, whatever it's worth. So, it's divided among the army, of course. They'll give you a small cut, right, on top of your wages.
I want the XP.
As
Get this
retainers.
delivered out. I promised these guys that I would give them some XP from this game.
Right, so we'll start with experience value of these enemies, because it's also divided among the army. Actually, you did a lot of the work, but every Berserker is worth roughly 1.9, so let's see. Not quite 2 yet. So 1.9 times. It's just how the maths out in the rules. It doesn't give you that juicy 2. You have to kill at least 2
That's
before you
really
get...
weird.
Yeah.
That's really weird.
Because they're technically one hit die, but like if you kill enough of them, if they're in large numbers, then you might get a bonus, pretty much. Right, from those those decimals, right? Might get a whole number, which equals 1 experience. Because you can't get fractures of an experience point. Only full.
Okay.
Right, so 1.9.
Good to know.
Times, of course, your size of army, which they began with 18, right? We killed all 18. 34, okay. Naturally, if we take 1 XP from each of them, or 1.5, then it would be a lot less, but it's 1.9 times, 18. So it's 34 is what it rounds up to be, divided among the troop. The army of DELN'S consisted, even their dead ones get a share of the spoils. They consisted of a troop of, was it 19 soldiers, right? So how they'll divide it is everyone in the ranks gets 1 point. No matter who you are, even you guys do, even if you're a half share. That counts for, of course, because you guys had 4 total, they had 19, so that's 23. So there would be 11 left, which would be divided again among the kind of more useful members of the crew. So how they divided it was, of course, all of you guys, adventurers, definitely get it. So VAIEL, they gave you 2. They gave, of course, Christian, I don't think they're gonna give you 2. You're kind of useless in the battle. You were a heavy footman, right? You didn't have a large role. If you're a heavy foot, you're kind of more of a liability if you're not on horseback. So you kind of slowed the crew. They will give you 1, but you're not deserving of 2. As what they think, at least. Morpheus, you got your 2. Johnson, you got 2 as well.
Yeah, thank you.
And then, of course, a few of their troop got 2 as well, right? So a small amount of XP serving under the ranks of an army, right? So
Okay.
safe. It's low risk, high reward, or no, low risk, low reward in this case, technically. There's a lot of numbers. They get a lot of numbers. So
My bad, God.
okay.
That would be better.
All right. I mean, if it was your own army, of course, you would have all say, but you're serving under another army. So, all right.
Yeah, makes sense. Jim, I gotta head on.
All right.
Thanks
all
so
good.
much for the game.
Thanks for playing,
lads.
brother. Yeah.
Catch you guys soon. Ciao,
We'll do
ciao.
that.
Bye bye.
Thanks for playing. Yeah. Have a good night.
That's awesome. No.
Let's see. Wrap it up here. Morpheus gets his 2. Johnson, you get your 2. And then Vaile, yours is double, so you get, because you're an old soldier. So you'll get 4. You got 48. Kirsten gets 1. And then, of course, shares of the spoils. You get paid based on rank, hourly wages. So 2 coppers an hour of service, they're going to pay you a day's wage. So basically, you got 20 coppers for serving under the ranks. They counted it as a full day, or maybe double because you guys had combat. So in the end, of course, Vaile, you got an additional 20 coppers as your wages, your day's wage. Johnson, you got 10. Morpheus got 10.
Okay, that's enough for arrows.
Definitely. Oops, wrong category.
I'm just going to get stack on arrows like.
Yep. And then finally, so we divided XP, we divided that. Now we're going to divide the shares of the loot, right? They looted the enemies, they carried the loot back to town. Their heads, their armor, their weapons, right? As much as they could. Approximately, I'm going to estimate the value of their gear, rounded up pretty much. And overall, their heads were each worth about 19 coppers apiece back in town. They're not exactly an enemy of the state. They don't, but they are, or now they are, but they're not like a great enemy. It's more of a normal enemy. They do have bounties. You are paid for your service for fighting a possible, or at this point, an enemy of Deln. So 19 for each head.
Yeah. 19 for each head.
19 coppers, yeah.
That's high.
And then, of course, their equipment loadout. On average, I think their gear sells for... So, just on average, I think their gear probably is worth 15 coppers, right? On average. So, maybe, actually, maybe... Yeah, it's 15 on average. So, 15 additional coppers, we'll say. That includes, like, their... Some of them didn't have heavy armor, right? Some of them just had heavy helms and hides. But I think on average their gear is worth 15 when we sell it. So 30 total, of course. Their gear is worth 30, but when we sell, we get half. So when we sell, we get 15 for each, right? Because when you sell equipment and armor, it's half the price. So I think it's a fair price. So 30 is the actual value, but 15 is what you get for each set of loot. So that's a good, I think that's a fair judgment there. So in that case, we'll round it up. We'll do 15. We'll do 6. We'll do let's see. So it would be 15 plus 9. We'll do 16 actually, just to make it a nice number. So each enemy, including their loot, then would be worth, let's see, 20, 35 each then, right? So the heads and top of their loot, 35 each, right? 35 times their army's size, which was 18. They're worth 630 coppers, right? This, of course, is divided among the ranks. So you get a fraction of the spoils, right? They divided it equally among the ranks.
We get to make pay for that.
We already did the XP. You don't get XP from loot that you sell, right? Only treasure that you recover. So.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So, when it comes to 630, of course, let's see. Divided by... Alright, some of you get double shares. They actually counted VAIEL as a double share. So there's not actually 20... There would be 23 share if everyone got an equal share, but they didn't do that. They gave VAIEL an extra share. So they also gave all their captain and their sergeant extra shares. So 630 is the count for the total monies. But some of the crew members have different shares, right? Okay, so VAIEL was promised a double share for his expenditures, right? He was kind of the huge hero of the battle. With all his spellcasting, the haste helped them advance. The fireball actually blew them to smithereens, right? His invisibility scroll helped him advance in the position without being attacked. If he was attacked, he probably would have been shot dead, right, after all those volleys. Even he can't survive, so covering concealment. In this case, it was invisibility, which is full concealment. Really good concealment, probably the best there is. Let's see. So yeah, you got a double share for your deeds out there. It's the best they can do. Their captain gets a third or 3 shares. Their sergeant gets 2 shares. So therefore, that's an additional 4 shares. So from 23, we went up to 27 shares. So this is divided by 27. Each share is valued at roughly 23. So you get 46 as your share of the loot when we sold everything. And everyone else got 23. The captain got a little more. He got 23 extra because he had 3 shares. Alright. So, in the end, VAIEL, you earned 46 for this run. So, naturally, this is a different style of gaming. It's wargaming. It is not adventuring. Adventurers, they do high risk, high reward with few men, so they can get, profit the most possible, right? Have less, do more with less is adventurers' ways, right? This is doing more for or having more and doing a little less.
This should open up new paths
Yeah.
for next games.
Yeah, there's no gold. There's glory, but not really gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's a steady job. Like, it's a low risk because the more people there are, the less risk it's going to be you to die, right? If there's less people, high risk is your chance to die, right? You're one of the few that are killable in the ranks, right? So.
He said kill.
Alright. Let's see. What number did I say it was? It's 23, right? So yeah, Johnson, you got 23 as your share. So you're at 33 coppers on you now. That's your share of the spoils. And yeah, they did equal shares for this because you're all acting mercenaries. So if they're all mercenaries, no half shares really. I mean, that's how they did it. They wanted to do equal.
I'm gonna head up. Have a
good night.
Yeah, so
they split it. The state pays the wages. All right. Let's see. MORPHIUS earned.
Forgot how payment was with stuff like this. I was like, damn it, I thought I was gonna get more. I really just wanted to take that keep so we could get rid of those fucking greenskins to try to get our old characters back, or let them die and make sure they're dead. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. So yeah, a day's work serving under the army's ranks. Got a decent wage, right, for doing low risk. It would be higher if it was few against many, but it's many against many. So.
Yeah.
Low risk, low reward. Okay. I mean,
I
think I
did okay.
Taking the fortress, you're not going to make a lot of money, but it has the possibility of becoming a base and allowing you to make more money, right? So.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Yeah, that was the original goal, but we got intercepted based on the dice. They said that today you guys encounter BERSEKERS, right? And we won the battle, fortunately. So. Nice.
Yep. It is what it is.
Alright, thanks for playing,
But
gentlemen.
hey, look on the bright side. We have a new military to fight.
Indeed, and a foreign foe has arrived on the scene, and they're on the mapped position, of course, and the unmapped territories, it's actually here, right up here, probably north territory somewhere out here, probably, we'll say, lots of DOLG. Remember, DOLG is raided by raiders all the time, so those are probably part of the groups that raid DOLG's borders, right, the northerners. So. Let me see what kind of terrain they live in real quick.
Hopefully my teammates learn how important a horse is.
Yeah, if you're a heavy, you gotta have a horse, unless you're in the dungeon, but...
You have to.
Yeah. So
now that I know I can cast on a horse, it really helps.
We've seen so many heavies die in the open battlefields in the past because they were footmen.
Oh, yeah!
Like Harm's characters too, right? Becoming
They're
super
slow.
useless. They slow and, like, they just get pelted and everyone else dies around them. Yeah. Hey, foot life. You need a horse if you're gonna be a knight, or armored knight.
Yeah.
So.
Hell, fucking an elf needs it because his health is so ass.
Yeah.
Like.
And his encumbrance, right? He's a lit fighter. So. Alright, these are the barbarian lands.
Dude, there's a lot of people at this fucking field right now, 4th of July weekend.
Nice. All right, happy July 4th.
I just pulled
yeah.
in too.
And I hope that you guys have a good rest of your night. Take
But,
care.
Thanks for the games, bud.
Thanks for playing, brothers. Yeah, no problem.
I'll probably play tonight.